my bachelor's in business management too.
Cool. We'll head that way.
All right. My name is Anthony Mackey with Macklin Lending. We've been in real estate, my wife and I, when I say we, since 2009, when the market crashed. We started buying foreclosures because we hated our corporate jobs. We wanted more to life, so we thought real estate would be the best way to get there, and it's worked out so far. So we kind of slowly started getting into some private lending and hard money lending, and that's mainly what we focus on right now. So providing short-term loans to real estate investors, mainly in Wisconsin. But we have gone out of state for the right investor as well, for the right borrower. So we're very relationship based. So yeah, that's my story.
I'm Seth McGathy. I've been coming here for
Too damn long.
a long time.
Few years.
I've been investing for about 5 years, although I bought my first property about 10 years ago, not with an investor mindset. Luckily it worked out anyways. Now I actually just last year got my real estate license, originally with the intention of just helping my own investments, but I've really taken a liking to it, and so things are starting to really take off with that. I pretty much only work with investors except for like friends and family and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm making moves on that, and then recently, we've been doing the Aspire stuff, so we're getting the coaching together and trying to get other people ramped up as well.
I'm Tomas Ferrahan. I invest on myself. I have house flips that we do. I have a dumpster company that we work with, and then full-time we do house repairs, remodeling, and now we're getting into more commercial remodeling as well. We do, I'll talk to you hopefully soon, but most of the time we do our own lending. We have our own funds for house flips, but we wanna get into a couple of different ones that we can, have a little extra cash going for that. But that's what I do.
So, Ana Aguilera, I am a realtor. I've been in real estate for 6 years. I did property management for 4, and then I've done real estate for another 4, part-time 3. This is my first time doing, my first year, well, second year now, doing real estate full-time. And mainly I work with travels, I mainly work with investors, and I do project management. We just recently did essentially we're gonna fix and flip it, but we ended up renting it, so I pretty much do that with Charlie. So yeah.
I'm Zoe Brennan. I'm a real estate agent, and I'm looking to invest in real estate pretty soon, this year. So I want to get a duplex, and probably in Milwaukee.
I went.
The end of this year,
Okay, that's the timeline, we'll take it. Alright.
because I'll have 2 years of work history, so I'll be able to have
Gotcha.
a better.
Is that your main hurdle, like the lending side and,
Yeah,
and
that
income?
is.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, nice.
I'm Eric Walls, ex-physical therapist, kind of got into the wellness setting and do my kind of full body integration, mind, body, spirit, all that good stuff. And then I've done 0 deals, but I've worked with Ryan and some of his
We went
property
to school
management.
too.
We were roommates in college, and yeah, I just, while my passion is the wellness and kind of like emotional well-being, I know that I want to kind of transition some of the funds from that into real estate and use that to create more of a financial safety net for me, I guess.
You guys, I'm Nathan Tal. I'm more of on the short-term rental side. I do co-hosting, which is a fancy term for property management on the short-term rental side. I have one arbitrage property down in San Antonio, and then I have another co-host down there as well. So I have 2 down in Texas. I on occasion do 3 here in Wisconsin, and then I just signed on a client last week for Warrens, Wisconsin, which is on the cross. That's kind of why I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, so I'm fairly new, but just wrapping up
Aggressively.
aggressively.
So that's no small thing.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yep.
Charles Anthony, I'm a broker here at Next Home My Way. I run my own little side inside with Raise the Standard Real Estate. At a point in my highest, I had 15 units. Unfortunately, it was with an ex that we don't have it anymore, so we had to sell some stuff off, but I am rebuilding it now. So I would say my skill set is very operational. Kind of like Seth, my whole niche is working with mom and pop investors. What I try to tell people is that I don't help you buy a duplex, I help you buy a business. It just so happens to be a duplex, right? So my whole premise is working with people and making sure right off the gate when we close, you're treating it like a business and not as a hobby. So I would say that's kind of what I bring to the industry. I also have a background in wanting to develop, and I went through the ACRE program that's run in the city of Milwaukee, but it's statewide known. So it mostly helps developers that want to do light tech deals and things of that nature. The building that was built on King Drive, that was an ACRE graduate. So that's where eventually I want to get my skill sets to. But I'm also a licensed broker, and so met Ryan through Alexander.
Alejandro, I think,
Yeah,
right?
because he's no longer in Wisconsin right now.
He's in
Yeah.
Texas,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
So we met, I think, on Bigger Pockets. He told me about this. Me and Ryan like kept in contact, you know, it was on and off, and we would occasionally get together. And then when I came here last October, I was like, hey man, they have this whole building and they're not utilizing it. Let's see if we can start meeting here and getting something consistent. And we did it for a year, and so his dream started coming alive, because this is his dream. So thank you for sharing your dream with us, dude, for real. Yeah, and so I know you might speak on it, but I just want to share why all of a sudden all these changes is because we planted his seed and it's starting to grow, right? So he had a vision of it being an online podcast. School wasn't around when he thought of it, so that is the element that we're adding to try to bring this in here. And one of the only reasons why is that we did realize that people were asking certain things, and we just kind of felt like the best way to service them was to kind of put them into Facebook and then kind of move through school, because we were working with some people for like an hour, and we're kind of like, no one's getting paid for this, so like we have to figure out something, and like the food and everything else. So it was more of just we want to build something, and his dream is that eventually we want to have people in this group put deals together. And so that's some of the things. For example, in one of my posts today was, hey, I want to analyze 50 deals in the next 14 days and see if we can find 2 or 3 deals, right? So our whole premise is action, right? I would feel like, I'm not gonna be a hater, but I'm gonna be a little bit hater to make our stuff look a little bit better, is that other groups, they just meet up, right? They go to a bar, they just kind of wait or hope, someone bring a deal. Well, we wanna force it.
We got this.
Yep.
I haven't been to a single group that has even looked at anything ever, like analysis wise. So I don't know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the biggest differentiator. Like, we're trying to actually do things, execute things, make moves, whatever they happen to be, so.
Well, man, it's your go.
Yeah, I guess, why not? Well, I was gonna read, I was amending some of my Facebook, but it limits you on your intro to characters, which I'm not on like X or Twitter, but because of the limitations, here's what I came up with. This is called Aspire, if you're not aware, with the RE being the N, because it's broader than real estate. And like, if you don't know me, I mean, I guess I kind of started this before my family, but it was with the intention to kind of have time to be with my family. And I kind of carved out financial freedom a lot sooner than I would have thought, but it was kind of the existential dread of having to work forever, which I'm not alone in that, I know. But yeah, it's broader than just real estate. Real estate is the vehicle, the avenue with which, like at least I've accomplished that stuff, but it's fitness, family, friends, whatever else. And Charles always says, and it resonates with me, but it's easier to build it with your friends than just random strangers. So we can circulate those dollars in any fashion. I always reference like Jaime, who's done HVAC work for me, painting. I mean, he's probably made 10-ish K in the last 6 months. That's not a huge number, but it's not a small thing either for somebody trying to get a down payment. But like that's money could have been to some random person, but it went to him. Hopefully that gets him set up for the next stage. But anyway, the saying here, way tangent, but Aspire multiplies the impact normal folks have in Milwaukee communities by owning with pride for the long term. I guess that's as best I can summarize it. Like, I'm owning for the long term. That's the best way you can like shield the tenants and still like make $1 for the longest term. And that's the way you can improve and build on communities in the longest term and generational wealth for the long, like it just all makes sense. So that's what I'm trying to inspire other people to do. You know, wherever you're at in this journey, learning, educating, getting your first deal, getting your 10th deal, whatever, like you can do something, whether that's just going to the gym or like the habits we talked about today, like progress can be incremental, right? So, I mean, I don't know, it's a different spiel every time, but the group is growing. I started this like the beginning of COVID foolishly, cause I just wanted to meet people. I was growing at that time, but right now I guess I own and operate like 67 units, about half of those I own, and then, I mean, this year I guess I have, money in the bank, thank God, for 2 LLCs, and my parents will 1031 exchange one other building down here, so I should be able to do 3 deals this year if I'm lucky, like 4 units or larger on all of them, and yeah, hopefully I can help other people get their first or subsequent one. That's really the name of the game. But thanks for coming.
So initially, if you saw the thing, I had it 3, 2, 1. So we're gonna go back around, put you on the spot. 3 goals. Uh-oh, did someone, something happen? Oh, I lost it.
Oh, watch the movie.
We watch the movie.
Nice.
But as we start, as we
You
start.
guys want me to call a prospective tenant for screening, see if they answer, and I'll do that. Would that be helpful for anybody?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see it. Live action, right? So this is for my
You're on
Studios.
speaker with 12 people.
They won't know, you know. This is for my studios on Center Street. Let's see.
And as you're thinking, the 3, 2, 1 was 3 goals. You're supposed to invite 2 people, and then we're gonna analyze 1 deal if you have it. Back here. And then I do have a calculator, but I'll let you go.
Hello? Is this Gregory? Hey Gregory, this is Ryan. I'm the property manager for one of the places you inquired about at 7323 West Center Street. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, you?
Yeah, same here, man. Thanks for asking. Just want to see if you had a minute to chat about that place. Obviously, you're looking. When are you ideally looking to move?
February 10th.
February 10th, okay. And would you mind talking to me a little bit about the circumstances about why you're looking to move?
So basically, I am currently in like partial, so I'm like partial residence with my, like my ex-girlfriend, and we're just separating, stuff like that, so I'm just moving out. That's pretty much that simple.
Alright, fair enough. Thanks for the info. So, just looking to move is just you?
Yep.
Alright, do you have any pets?
No.
Do you smoke?
No, sir.
Alrighty, what do you do for like work or income?
So I'm a cook at Red Robin.
Alright, how long you been there?
Probably about 2 years, maybe 2 years in February.
Very good, alright. And what would you say like your monthly or yearly pay is from there, before or after taxes?
Like monthly before taxes?
Either way.
I can use it to I mean like monthly after is technically like 2,700
Yeah,
to like,
after you said.
yeah, about 3 grand range, yeah.
On average, yeah, okay, no worries. Let's well, just a quick review for you for that place, but that's 7323 West Center. That's a studio apartment. Are you familiar with what that means?
Yeah.
Alright, so just like a big room with a separate, bathroom and closet?
Yep.
Alright, just making sure. This is an upstairs unit, and then included in rent, you get one parking space. I guess I didn't ask, do you have a vehicle?
Yeah.
Alright, that's included in rent in the alley. You get the parking space, laundry is coin operated in the basement. You get a small storage locker in the basement, and then we pay for heat and water there. And we also cover lawn care and snow care. Any questions on that side of things? Gregory, how does your credit look?
Right now it's in a little dip, so.
Meaning like
it
what?
should come up, so it's, right now it's at like six, it's between like a 630 to like 6 flat range. It doesn't go under 600 though, it's below 600.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just was in like the I was around like 720, 730, but it dipped down because of just doers and things like that, but it's working its way back up right now.
I gotcha.
But I have 100% on-time payments.
Very good. And obviously, if we wanna move forward with everything with the formal application, we can go through all that stuff. I guess depending on what that comes back as, I'll just give you this info now, but like, typically for like a 650 or above, we'll do 1 times the 1 month's rent for security deposit. Just potentially, I guess if you can't get a cosigner and we still wanna consider you with that score, we probably do 1.5 times the security deposit. Just wanna make you aware of that.
Okay.
Does that make sense, and questions on that? Alrighty. Otherwise, I guess as far as availability, what do you got to go see it? Are you free in the next few days, or what does that look like for you?
I can do Saturday night,
Evenings are good for you?
like, 5, I can do.
Why don't we do this, Gregory?
Actually, we can do Friday morning,
Okay, that might
we
work.
can do Friday morning.
That might work pretty good. 10 a.m. good?
Yeah, that works.
I'll corroborate that, but tentatively plan for that, okay? I'll text you. Other questions right now, though?
No, that's all, what did you say the address was, one more time, I just wanted to get that down.
I'll text you here, but 7323 West Center Street.
Thank you.
Got it? Alrighty, cool. We'll be in touch. Thanks, Gregory.
Yeah.
See ya. Alrighty.
Well, there you go.
Thoughts, concerns, what do we think?
I also, I didn't mention earlier, but I also do mentorships for like business people. And the hardest thing that people, they can't do is get all the hard questions out of the way. And you were just throwing it, and he was responding.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was,
They
that was
always-
good.
Ryan just interviews me.
Yeah.
He's like, why do I want you
Yeah, exactly.
to live in my place?
100%.
That was good, I like it.
And that's where I think people need to understand, like, that's what you should do.
Those are all things you can discriminate
Yeah.
against too, by the way. I didn't ask shit about race,
Yeah.
age, really,
Yeah.
I can discriminate against every single thing. Income, credit, smoking, pets, with some exception with these stupid bullshit ESA thing.
Yeah.
That's a separate, has anybody run into that yet? Anybody? That's a wild ride. That could be a whole separate meeting. But generally speaking, you can discriminate against pets, but these people will surprise you and pull off an ESA, which is, it's a load of crap a lot of times, but like, you gotta be careful with that. But
So they'll tell you they don't have pets, and then when
I
they
had
go
that
to
happen
sign,
at that
they
building,
will-
yeah, then she disclosed after I pretty much approved her, and she said, I actually have an ESA, and it's like, wow.
And she can do that? Like, she can
I mean, I guess
hide that and
theoretically, like, it's underhanded, and I was gonna not renew her, she chose to not renew after her. That was a short winter term, but yeah, I mean, like, that's just like, obfuscation of information, like,
Right.
she didn't provide that, I can't really know that in any fashion.
Yeah.
And then I've already said, like, you're approved, and then now cause her dad was like in real estate, so he told her how to do all this stuff.
Mhm.
So I said, you're good to go, then she brought that after the fact and said I have an ESA. which you're basically pigeonholed then, because you can't say you're not approved because of an ESA. You can say it for other shit, so she was actually extremely smart, but F her, but like, but seriously, like, these people are clever, like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us can go through times getting
Looking
burned.
back on it, did you get the sense that she was
Not at
like,
first, but
shiesty?
like maybe a little. But you never know at this place. Like, I mean, it's just that building and that type of area and studios. Like, the population is more transient than a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Like, so you just, that's some of the people you may get. So you just maybe gotta have your hackles up. I don't know. Like some of you know, like Charles was the lady I had to do my first eviction ever there. Like, well, no, you know, yeah,
I know.
You like,
I met her.
well, I didn't actually formally complete it because she settled and this and that, but like, we went through up until, but like, there was no reasoning with her, and I wouldn't say this just off the cuff, but I mean, this lady literally was a drunk, so it's like, who am I talking with? Regular Lisa or like blackout Lisa, where this is just talking, you know, it's like, this, we can't communicate here, we can't get anything done. I can work with anybody, I feel like, anyway, but if it's one way, it's pretty tough, so. And, go ahead.
Question, have you always done it over the phone?
Yeah, because I wanna talk to him first, like, a text, you can hide everything.
Sure.
The phone is the interview, like how you talk and carry yourself and how even just, I don't know, like, all the little intangibles, respect
That's
and
fair.
whatever, like, that's real. Text is nothing, especially with
Yeah.
this AI stuff now. I haven't seen that yet, but like, who knows what that's gonna be by, you know, text alone. And then, that was like my video today, like, I wanna try to set up, you know, not just him, and maybe I would to get it done, but like, if I can, I'm gonna try to do like 3 or 4 that day, and, you know, one of them's not gonna show up like
Sure.
happened this morning.
Yeah, they never
And
show up.
then you still are not wasting your time fully. But I already corroborated, he's probably a pretty good lead, it sounds like. He's willing to do the high security. He has good income for 2 years, that's like pretty good these days. And again, that place, like, the requirements are slightly less stringent than, you know, like a whatever, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Like, that, you're gonna have to have higher income, higher credit a little bit, you know, it just costs more, right? So, and again, like, they're not paying heat and water, so like, you don't have to have their income for that, you know, $150 or whatever, so like, you can be a little more flexible, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering, cause I honestly, just to be a time saver, I've done almost all of my like pre-check stuff through messages, and I just, like, as soon as I get a lead, I just send them like a pre-written text message
That's
with a link
fine.
to a form that, it's just a Google form with like basically
That's fine,
everything
yeah,
you just
That's a
asked.
prequel, but
Yeah.
then go from there, I would say, and actually
Then you
talk to
call
them.
them?
Well, for you, I
Oh,
would say.
okay.
Like, I just kinda almost skip
Sure.
that step now, in a way, but like, I think that's fine. But like, you can save a ton of time by talking to people, like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't know if I would, you know, rent to you. And they'll disclose things that they would never disclose in text from
Sure,
a text
cause they don't
prompt.
have time to think about it.
That,
Even
but
how long it takes them to
right,
answer.
but laziness
Yeah.
and whereas you give me one answer on that whole interview, like live here, and I can immediately ask a follow-up prompt to like, wait,
Yeah.
you said you haven't been working for 3 months, like what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Like, that's not, like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
or
not-
you don't know how much you make?
well, right, or like, you don't know your credit, you're saying your credit is 270, that seems not right.
Yeah.
You know, what happened, like,
Yeah.
all the dumb things you get, but I think you can save a lot of time doing it that way.
And I honestly wonder if, cause I get a decent number that like just never respond to the
Yeah.
message.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm wondering if I would get,
Are you
more
emailing
receptive.
it or texting it or?
I've
'cause
actually-
here's
I
what I
used to
noticed.
email
Spam
it.
filters within the last year have been crazy, blocking all sorts of shit, like when I follow
for
up.
emails?
I don't know for sure, I can't say, but when I like text and stuff, even a year or so ago, like I would send a full thing, hey, this is Ryan with this and that, and a link, which like,
Sure.
the more info you have, probably the more it flags it, plus a link is bad, right?
The link is definitely.
Right,
not
so
good
like,
these days.
cause I would be like, hey, you inquired, here's who I am, here's what you inquired about, here's the link to your listing inquired about, all the information that you
Yeah.
could want. But that flags it now, I was getting no responses or minimal, And I was checking with people and they weren't getting them. So then now what I've been doing is just like calling them plus sending like a real basic text, like, hey, it's Ryan, property manager. And then if they don't respond, like, hey, are you still looking for, you know,
Sure.
an apartment? Like literally just basic stuff like that. And I'm not gonna say 100% like they're getting blocked, but I know it is having an effect, like for sure.
That's actually good you brought that up, because I feel like I have not been getting as many responses as I
would
did
check that,
just
yeah.
last year.
And the calls seem to go through, or like, I don't know, like how, if it's an algorithm, like if you have, if you text a couple times and call, like it kind of prioritizes, like you really are trying to reach him
Yeah,
versus
you're
like
not just
one
a
text,
random-
it's spamming.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've been playing with that and I've noticed some changes and stuff.
Yeah.
To what
that's
degree,
good.
I can't say, but yeah. So play with that is what I would recommend at least.
For sure.
So we use Doorloop, so we use a property management software. So kind of some of the stuff that he's talking about, I feel like we filter out people because we make them have to pay for the application.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do too.
Yeah, so
They will, yeah.
So if they're not serious, I feel like that helps. And I guess I would ask Anna, how's that kind of going? Because we have set up things on there. We use the link for Facebook, you know, Facebook Marketplace, and it gives us a link. I like it, especially because I'm, you know, a realtor. I like having everything in the door loop, because if anything does happen, I can say, hey, I have the door loop to keep communication. Because we actually had that with a tenant. They were trying to text us, and I was like, no, you're starting to have an issue with us. You gotta move everything back to door loop. Because now you were they were trying to text her, text me, and we're like, nope, you're not gonna do that. We're gonna have all this in one stuff. So like, we just try to use the software to eliminate that. It does run the background check. It does do a criminal background check for us, a credit check. So that's kind of how we handle it. If you want to speak on it more.
What kind of pretty much do a little bit what you do. I do talk to tenants. I do love to talk to them in person because I do get to see when they're lying to me.
Oh yeah.
You know, because even when you do rental notifications, even when the people sometimes they'll put like wrong numbers or off numbers. So it's good to, like you said, to talk on the phone just to see like whether their information matches whatever's on the application, and like you said, go based on that. One thing that I do is ask, you know, like which is the 3 times the income, the any evictions in the last 5 years. If they automatically tell me, hey, I kind of do, or like I'm sorry, I don't want to waste your time, you will be disqualified. So
Sure.
that it has to.
I used to ask that a lot more, and I think, yeah, 100% that can be thrown in there too. I sometimes neglect to, because I feel like it'll turn up later, or they will disqualify themselves some other way.
Right.
But yeah.
Right, but I told them, you know, like the reason why I tell them, I ask that is because I don't want them to waste
Waste
their
their time,
money,
yeah.
and when you
Yep.
could be using that to,
Yeah,
for something that's for you, you know, that's just part of what I do with people,
100%.
but I make sure that like I don't disqualify, because if I fight an eviction, automatically,
Yep.
I can do anything for you, so it's like, why put you in that situation where I clearly know that you're gonna be disqualified?
Yep, exactly.
And there's one question that I found that tenants ask that might have that, but they don't want to disclose it. They'll say, are you a personal landlord? Like, are you an individual landlord? Meaning like they have something and they don't think you have
A private landlord.
Or
they
private
say,
landlord, yeah.
Are you a private landlord?
Landlord, yeah.
And then you say, why do you want to know?
And
Yeah,
most
what's
of the
up,
time,
baby?
they're either going through an eviction, they just finished the eviction, or they have one and they want to see if you'll let them
You through?
get through.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh.
What is your rent for that place?
So I have 2 units vacant right now. The one is the lady, which is unfinished. I have that at $750, and then the one that's sort of updated is like $850.
Okay, so it qualifies.
Yeah, he'll qualify.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, it's not too hard to qualify there. The rent's so low, like, if you don't qualify, I mean, we gotta be wondering what's going on, you know, like, I don't know, so. That was a quick aside, but,
But
hopefully-
again, that's what we want to do different here. Like again,
So anybody can bring anything like, hey, like, can I come do this call, you guys critique it, and I'm open to critique too, certainly, don't get me wrong, like, I don't know the half of everything, but I know some stuff, but, like, I'm open to whatever, you know, any inputs, this and that, and I think we all should be open to critique, because that's how we get better, you know?
me and Ryan fight all the time.
It's good though.
So I wanna go back around, oh,
What's that?
This is how, data filter gets matched out, so it'll pull any emails, text messages, phone numbers, anything that's ever been flagged in a database.
Oh,
It'll collect it and then it'll quarantine it.
like, where did you find this, you're saying?
This is, it's what we use at our firm to flag any potential spam.
But this is like in-house for that, or you're saying this is a broad, like, domain-wide
Cell phone
thing?
carriers use
Yeah,
it
okay,
too.
yeah. Huh.
So you're saying you can basically go see if you've been flagged, or,
So they can see it in their inbox if they sign, if they have their provider or carrier sign into it, and they'll, this person is cleared on quarantine the message and let it through. But they don't directly know that, or else
Sure.
people don't realize that this is what all telephone and like Google, Yahoo,
sure.
Outlook, they'll employ this already.
I guess I'm wondering, like, broadly, is there some way for me to go verify myself so that this system doesn't flag me as someone to be flagged as spam?
Just look up some of the spam stuff, but
Yeah,
the obvious stuff links,
Mhm.
Encryption files,
sure.
you can send it as an encrypted
like,
message.
it sucks,
with a
cause it's
key.
anything that seems
Doesn't
spammy,
usually
like,
matter.
I'm gonna steal your money, that's kinda what it sounds like, hey, I'm an apartment owner, like,
Yeah.
click this link, like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
It's
send
gonna
it.
get flagged all day, like.
yeah. Well, and that's why even I try and make sure my message sounds
Yeah.
legit. Like, I put a lot of, I'm like, here's my name, this is the property, thank
It's
you
too
for your
much, I think.
interest
That's what
on
I'm saying.
apartments.com.
I've reduced mine down massively and had better results the last year.
Sure.
Like, I don't know, less is more, I guess I would say.
I would just, text them, like, hey, is this so-and-so?
Sure.
When they respond, then if they're.
I
Oh,
go with
that's
the
what all the
apartment one.
spammers do.
Hey, are you still looking for an apartment? Like,
Yeah.
That gets through 90%, it seems.
Yep.
Sure,
But,
it's good to think
Yeah.
about.
Other than that, encrypted messages with encryption key.
I think a lot of people focus on what they don't wanna do, like, I don't wanna look spammy.
Yeah.
Then in the process of doing that, they look spammy.
Yeah.
And instead of like, I wanna look honest.
Sure.
It just like totally shifts it.
Well, and I think, like, when you're thinking like a automated system that's looking for spam, you're not looking at like, how good of information is this?
Exactly,
You're
right.
looking at,
Is it
like,
spammy?
is it spammy?
Yeah.
And, yeah, like, a normal person's text usually isn't a paragraph.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But that sucks, is like, I'm just trying to prepare you with as most information, like,
Yeah.
on the call, or like you said, when you talk to them, like, the whole thing is the interview, like.
Yeah.
Or I
From
wonder
the
if you
start.
could have two where you're like, hey, this is Seth from this property, and then you wait for their response, and then once they give you that
Yeah.
response, then you send
Yeah,
the bulk.
yeah,
once
pull
they-
the,
like,
pull
Like you
the
just fire
link
off
and
the
stuff
bulk,
out.
and they're like, I don't know.
but the problem is that you can do AI now. So like I have an AI that would do all that. So they would reach out, message, and if they respond, they will send the link.
Well, that works. Then you can program it into AI, and then that streamlines your process.
It does seem like it ups the spamminess though.
AI is
But-
gonna be,
Yeah.
it's gonna be spammy.
Yeah.
Once
I
the
more
response is
meant
clear,
like
it's familiar.
for flagging.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now you literally are using a spam system like for good reasons rather than spam reasons.
Yeah.
But so it's
AI,
interesting.
in my opinion, is just gonna be a fad, just
But
like
here's-
everything else.
Fad?
Oh,
No,
Here's
I
the
disagree.
thing.
It's
I
gonna take
literally
over.
just commented on Charles' post like an hour ago about people who say AI is just like a fad or
I think
not
it'll
gonna
be
be
around,
meaningful.
but there's nothing more human than being human.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but-
why I love real estate.
but
Like,
that's-
there's gonna be a part of real estate that
This.
yeah, right here,
Yeah.
right? And like property management, as long as you have boots on the ground, like you're gonna always have a job. But 80% of like the stuff it is gonna be taken over by
Yeah,
AI. Like the
anything
conversation he's having, you can talk to AI where it'll learn it and start asking those questions. Like you can
Yeah.
upload, hey, ask these questions and start downloading things from other places that deal with property management, and they'll learn. It's gonna be around.
Yeah.
But
It's
here,
gotta be
last
right.
thing I'll say on the lead stuff is like, okay, I don't know all what to any effect this filters are blocking stuff, but if I call, leave a voicemail if possible if they don't answer. Go back on, typically it's apartments.com, but like they don't let you do over 4 units, so this one's Zillow, which is free. I'll go on Zillow and message them, hey, I just called you and texted you, and then I'll text them as well with 1 or 2 prompts. But the point is like, you don't just do one of those. You do all of them to try to capture them, impossible. Like, you don't want, if you only have 5 leads that come in, and you don't capture them just because you didn't respond properly or whatever, like, that's lost opportunity, basically.
Sure.
So it's like, if I don't get a response and I did everything I could, then whatever, but if I only did 1 of 3 options and they didn't respond, it's like, maybe I just suck, you know, I don't, but that, I don't know, that's the point I take from it.
And honestly, as you say that, what I'm thinking of is, I feel like I, to my own detriment, have been looking at my my tenant leads very differently than my agent leads. Because for my agent leads, I do that. I'm, you know, I call, I text, I email, like, they are getting every point of contact that I can, because I'm like, especially if it's like a bigger pockets lead, it's like, I paid for this. Like, I want you to respond.
But dude, you're paying for your vacancies right now.
Well,
so.
that's what I was gonna say, is I
So,
think
yeah.
I have mistakenly been thinking of the tenant leads as like, if they don't respond,
No,
then I
it's
don't
on
want
you.
that guy.
It's on you.
But yeah, I gotta put
Extreme
more effort into
ownership,
that.
Seth. What
Yeah.
did I do wrong
with you.
here?
I've read it,
Everything.
I've read it.
And then I would also add, as you're growing, to avoid issues like if we're an agent, you should have a standard operating procedure, right? So technically, Seth should not treat his agent lead any different than his tenant leads, and he should have a process, right? Because then if someone does say, hey, he did 2 things with that person and he did 3, why did he did 2 with me? He could get in trouble. So like we've sometimes, and again, this is some of the things that I try to bring to my clients right away, is like, hey, this is not a hobby anymore, right? Because if someone secret shopper you can get in trouble on your first deal.
That's the security deposits as one small example of the call. If I don't standardize that methodology for 650 is this, 600 to 650 is that, and I'm just doing willy-nilly wheeling and dealing, like that's a big problem. You know, it's gotta be standardized, something you're committed to that's documented, whether, you know, standard operating procedure or otherwise, but like,
And I would say this is where AI come in, because I can go ask AI, what is a 5 to 10 questions that I can ask a new tenant? And then boom, that's every time. But then now as you start growing, I can give that to the next person.
I got good insight, by the way. The one thing I asked is like, explain the circumstances surrounding your move, because they'll divulge a lot, which they wouldn't by text probably, by the way. Whatever they divulge, great. But what was I gonna say? Oh, boyfriends and well, whomever, which way, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant others. I ask when they say, or like, you know, who's all living there? Oh, me and my boyfriend. How long you guys been dating? 6 months. Oh, fuck, I don't know about that. Shit. Have you guys lived together? No, this is our first time. It's like, that's a fucking big red flag, seriously. Like, and I ask that stuff, but if they have no experience living together, they don't know if they're compatible, they don't, you know, pie in the sky, like, you'll have issues, trust me. I've had minor ones, but, and mostly inherited tenants, frankly, not people you place, but like, they'll just do whatever, so,
And I would say
just be aware.
And I would say 80% of your tenant issues is usually with the character.
Yes, maybe 90, you know, like, yeah.
But I was gonna say, Ben had that problem with our shared duplex,
Yeah.
that he moved a couple in. It was like a couple and like a friend or
Yeah.
something like that, and the couple broke up. But the girlfriend moved out, and she was the one with the most income and the best credit.
Oh, yeah.
And so and then it was like, the boyfriend was gonna move across the country, and so now the friend who was like
Shit show.
the last person he
Yeah.
wanted in there was gonna stay, and he's like, so he had to
You're
go
not
through a bunch
renewed
to
at that
get it
point,
all.
like, the original
Yeah.
terms are not here, you can't afford it, you're not renewed, like, this doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You don't qualify. But
Yeah.
Pay for
that's
keys,
tough.
pay for
Well,
keys and
yeah,
exits
well, that
where
was the
it's-
problem, is they were all like moving out and leaving him behind with the lease still going. So it was like,
But like, and I don't know. But
he eventually
did you
got
have
them
any-
all out, but
Did he have any like runway prior to them leaving that he knew that was the case? You know, like, or was it
Not
all sprung?
really,
on
it was.
him?
I think it was sort
And
of
that's
like
what they'll do
they got in a
sometimes.
fight, they broke up, she moved out like within a day, and
Yeah.
then it was like,
I've
yeah,
had,
everything
you know,
going downhill.
They were
like
planning that.
bad
Yeah.
physical abuse stuff at
Yeah.
one of them years ago, and like it's like, I mean, shit, I'm kind of like powerless, unfortunately. At least a police report, this and that, I'll make record of that, and the second one,
Sure.
subsequent one, we can do something, but like, today, like, I really can't do a damn thing for you, you know? But it can be a huge, I mean, cost, frankly, for like a short-term relationship that's not tested. You know, damage or otherwise, like I said, being left in that position. And then like, it hasn't been a huge problem, but it's been asked about, but like, the security deposit, if one or both bring half or all of it or whatever, then they leave and they say, well, I brought half each, and well, I need all of it, I'm on the lease. It's like, whoever is on the lease, that's what I'm gonna do
Yeah.
for whoever paid it. Like, you guys figure it out from here, I'm not
Yeah.
involved. This is how it was given to me, that's how you'll get it, you know? I don't care, you guys can be broken up, you figure it out, like, that's not.
I just tell them it just stays with the house.
Yeah.
Who's ever there, that's what
Well,
it
yeah.
stays with.
Well,
And then that
that's
usually
like, you
solves
guys
it.
figure it out, but I'm
Yeah.
not like,
Yeah.
gonna get in the middle of it,
Right.
basically.
How do I know you're not lying about the
Exactly,
deposit?
right.
Yeah.
Like, you guys pay between yourselves,
Yep.
but it's still like intact, right,
Yep.
right, good
Yep.
clarification, sorry.
And I would also say this is the real life of running numbers, right? And that's what I always tell people. When you run numbers, when you look at everything, that's actually a person, right? So when you look at rent, that's a human being that's paying you rent. Well, your taxes, well, that's the government,
Lost
right?
their job, got sick, broke up, broke their car, like, shit happens,
Yep.
I mean, that's why you try to get the best candidate possible, ideally, like, but you get to pick that, that's what's fucking sick about this job, like, you get to control every aspect, and if you suck, it's kinda on you.
And you might not suck, and you still might get it wrong.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I watched
it happens
someone.
sometimes,
Yeah,
but
someone was on
you have a
Instagram.
track record, though.
He had someone. They was like their credit was perfect. They paid rent 5 months straight, and then he went to check, and they like totally trashed his place, right?
Yeah, but
What
that's
did
like
you
this
say?
lady I evicted. I think I did everything I would do, and she, you know, slipped through the cracks and this and that. But like,
Turned out to be an alcoholic.
I didn't know that when I interviewed her.
Functional.
She
She
interviewed
was just
well.
a functional
Yeah,
alcoholic.
she was a sweet. Okay, this is why I picked her. I think I told you. Sweet old gal. That place is like, okay, I want the longest term tenant in these studios.
Oh,
She's never gonna leave. Like, she's on, you know, consistent income from government or whatever. Like, you know, old gal. And interviewed great, all this stuff, qualified based on the low income and this and that, and then you have all these issues months later. It's like, where is this coming from? Like, this is out of the woodwork, but you won't get 100%, but you can get 90, 95, and at scale, that's like amazing. You could probably talk about the scale factor.
Can you
'Cause
really
aren't
do a
gonna
blood
be
alcohol
100%.
test?
I was also gonna say with the scale thing, like, for me, I'm at a point where I'm like, I've got 3 properties, and so like, to me, that's not scaled yet. And my
It's
mom
close,
always
baby.
freaks out about me, like, well,
Yeah.
what happens if this happens or whatever? And I'm,
Small thinking.
exactly, well, and I'm like, yeah, right now, I've been in a little bit of a struggle, cause I had 2 vacancies out of my 3 properties.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's 2/3, but, you know, if you have 10, 2/3 of your properties are probably not going vacant at the same time, like,
And
that
wait,
would be
how long have
crazy.
you owned those 2 that are now vacant?
Well, the one just got filled on the 1st, and then the other one, the other one I've owned for a 1.5 to 2 years.
So that was an inherited tenant who left? Or
No,
what?
the inherited tenant
But-
is
but
still
anyway,
there,
like,
but
you're
I had
basically
a
still
1 year,
stabilizing it is the
I had a
point.
1 year
It's early.
tenant, and now I need new ones.
Yeah.
And they were the ones that I almost evicted, but when I threatened eviction, they cleaned everything up and
Yeah.
were good until the end of their lease, and then
Yeah.
they moved out.
Yep. So, and that's, I mean, the timeline too, like, you love to hit a home run and have these things stabilized day one, but like, it might take 6 months, it might take 2 years to get it to where you really like think it's performing to where you knew it could. And that, then you make those decisions though, month to month, day to day about like, I'm gonna keep this tenant in and not spend 10K on a rehab
Mhm.
just to get to the next stage, or I'm gonna kick them out, like, but that's the calculus you gotta do, like, I'm in the middle of winter, do I wanna
Yeah.
incur that cost of a vacancy, but they're just a big headache, get them out, like, it's worth it. That's, nobody can tell you. what
And
to
that's
do.
how you should be running your numbers. She brought up a fix and flip. One of the strategies I did, I told him what the fix and flip was, but then I also gave him the numbers for renting. So it wasn't like, now we gotta switch. It was like, nope, that was already part of it, right? So you should be doing those things of, hey, what happens if I buy this thing that's fully rented, right? You go to the bank and that's the reason why they gave you the money, and then the person says, I'm moving out, right, when you close. Now you're in the situation that you didn't think of, right? Maybe you didn't get the extra money to fix up the unit, and now you're like, well, I can't rent it for the higher price that I thought I could because I don't have the money because I just use it on my down payment. So I would always say, what is that other strategy, right? If that fix and flip don't work, can you rent it? Can you turn it into a bird now, right? Because there's always other ways that you can still make a deal work, but you still gotta run those numbers.
I just was thinking of this the way you were saying, but like, I guess to me, and I just was fortunate to look at it this way, but like, if you're looking at the longest term anyway, it might be the most expensive up front, but you have to be the most prepared. If you're trying to just get your foot in the door, not to say you shouldn't, but like, you might take the biggest risk to do that, to get into like a low value thing, just to say you did it. But like, there's not as much preparation there versus like, again, something that's a high ticket item, like you have to have your ducks in a row. It might not work for everybody, but it just makes you be prepared, I guess is the point, versus the other one you might not have to be, if that makes sense.
I think people forget when we read those real estate books that part of those books, the person did tell you about their failures. But we get so caught up in only the success that we forget that we're gonna struggle through this, right? You're gonna have a bad tenant. No matter how much you try, you know, people here, this is what I tell you, if I know too much about you, like I get what he's saying too, but if I know too much about your life story, I know too much. Like if you're telling me, well, I had this, and that's too much. Like I know too much about you, because at the end of the day, you should just be paying your rent, and I should be collecting your rent, right? Because at the end of the day, because I was a property manager for a large corporation. The owner never knew who I put in his building. So that was the premise that I started coming into this. Like before I had to sell off, my pride was that the last 5 tenants I put in my properties, I never met them. Everything was done online. I had other people working for me to open up the doors for me. They paid their security deposit online, and then they paid their rent, and then I had someone give them the keys. So that was my claim to fame, is that I put 5 people in there that I never had to physically talk to, but I had the system that he's doing, right? I had someone else talk to him. I had a virtual assistant do their landlord check. They did their employment. You know, we had Doorloop where they did their credit check and background check. So you can still have those things get done, but if you're gonna truly scale to a certain point where you wanna be in Hawaii and still get that unit rented, you gotta have these things in place. So a lot of the things that you're doing now, please write it down, guys, because that's your standard operating procedure. Someone can do it as good as you. I think sometimes people think like, no one can do it like, someone can, and if you dump out of your brain everything on a piece of paper and have them follow it, they can do it as good as you, and maybe they do it better, right? I don't think I'm the best salesman. Ada gets way more stuff done than I do, right? So I lean on her a lot. She's a way better project manager than I am. Like he just said, the person she helped, I think we're around like 100,000 or 102,000 of work he's done. He's done 2. He done a fix and flip that was like 60,000.
Oh, Jaime, you're saying?
No,
Oh, what?
Ito.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do, right? It was just like I had so many projects in place where, because we're helping clients reposition or put their property on the market and things of that nature, that you know, we had a handyman or general contractor that got a lot of stuff done.
Yeah,
So,
that's sweet.
but yeah, like a lot of this we're trying to share with you is he's done this so much that he has a system. So please write these things down, right? Because you are running a business, and I think sometimes, like I had a meeting today where our agent, you are running a business. Like you might not see you as a business, but you're no different than Coca-Cola. You just got one store, right? And you're selling one bottle at a time, right? But that's your business, and you have to treat it as such, and make sure you have your numbers. Hey, when someone when I get a lead, what are the steps that I'm doing? Because you should, and if it's 10 steps, you should be doing all 10 steps every time, right? And then people are like, well, I don't know what to do. Well, these are some of the things you should be doing, right? And you're doing it the same way every time, so that is not a mistake. Like when you run your numbers, there should be a system to it, so that if you ask someone else to help you run numbers, they doing the same thing, so that y'all coming to the same conclusion, or you maybe come to a different conclusion. You're like, hey, why? I told you these 10 steps and you told me these 10 steps, let's go through it, and then you find out they did 4 wrong and you did 5 differently, right? So that's one of the things that we just want to keep pushing, that you are running a business. please have certain things in place, right? If someone's gonna move out, what is your process? How do you do that, right? If someone tells you, hey, I'm moving out at the end of the month, you should be scheduling time to go walk through their apartment within the last week, taking pictures. Hey, this is how I see it. So if it doesn't look like this when you move out, just know I'm deducting your stuff, right? And then you give them the piece of paper, hey, this is what I charge. Most people don't do that. There's a list that you should have of, hey, if I have to paint this room, it's $250. If I have to replace this, it's gonna be this much, right? A lot of people don't give those things out, so when you randomly
And they
charge
should.
them, yep, and they should. Because if you randomly charge them, they can come back and ask for their money back.
Twice.
Yep, twice.
And something that, I've heard it multiple times, but for some reason it hit me harder at BPCon this last year. They were saying standard operating procedures are your way of guaranteeing that you only have to solve a problem once. Because once you solve it, if you write it down and document the solution, now every time that problem comes up, you solve it the same way every time. You don't have to waste energy and time in figuring it out again.
We ran into it today, because we were writing contracts. Someone was like, hey, for the best way for us to do it, we should put NA for areas that we're not putting in. And I brought up, was like, yeah, I did that, it cost 2 hours. We realized we can save a template, right? Hey, NA and all of them, yep, it took me 2 hours to do it this first time, but now every offer I write now is gonna be 45 minutes. Because I took that one opportunity to do it. So, yeah, like, take those times and like, scheduling. Part of your schedule should be administrative work, right? That's some of the things that you should be doing part of your day is like, hey, I have this administrative things that I need to do for property management or finding leads or finding deals. When am I doing in that day, right? Lead generation for us. Who am I calling, right? What are the calls I'm making? But yeah, just standard operating procedures. And like, again, AI, I'm sorry, AI can do it for you. Like, you can literally like, create standard operating procedures for when I'm evicting someone. Standard operating procedures when I'm putting a new tenant in. Standard operating procedures, and it'll just take the randomness of the world and give you something, and then you critique it to make it fit you. Take advantage of that, because that would take you 15 hours to do it yourself, and it takes you 30 seconds with an AI, and then you can critique it. So until it runs out as a fad, I'm joking.
I think it's gonna go really high and people are gonna overuse it and then it's gonna come back down to.
Oh, for sure. It's gonna be the internet bubble. It's like, there's gonna be
It's not
way,
gonna go away.
yeah,
Cell
there's gonna
phones
be
aren't going
way,
away,
yeah, there's gonna be
but-
way too many companies
Yeah.
that spend way too much
Yes.
money.
That's
They're all
happening
gonna
right now.
crash, and
That's
then
how it
what's
all
left
works.
are gonna be the good ones that become
Right.
billionaires
Right.
because they're
They got it
highly
honed in.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Right now we're in the absolute
Yeah, we're in
astrological
the
run
like
there.
people being like,
Astronomical ride.
well, we're gonna create AI to help you book a showing. And it's like,
I can do
dude,
that.
I can do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's a couple of clicks. Like, you can't do anything that I am
Right,
not,
right.
like, yeah,
It's
it
like we
doesn't
still
make
wanna
sense.
be human, we still
Yeah.
want to live our life, and
Yeah.
AI will say, yeah, I can do everything for you, well then what's the point?
Exactly.
This is just a quick example, but can send some supporting docs to them, at least have something on record. Can you expand this anymore and get our video up like the, or no? Is that a big deal?
No.
That's all right. Yeah, I mean, at least get the idea, but it just goes through, okay, you damaged this, you know, here's on average, basically, the charge we do for that. This is what you're getting billed, here's exactly where that comes from, and then this is, I gotta share this one. Then the sheet.
So are these the numbers you give if you're doing like keeping deposit or if you're repairing something while they live there?
Kind of both, I guess, really, yeah, I mean, it could suffice for both, but it just gives something like a basis for your claim, I guess. But then this is the actual form you send to the tenant, or I guess what I've been using. Why can't I, oh, here we go. So this was actually that gal. But like, she had some court stipulated stuff in here she had to pay, which, I mean, technically, she hasn't, but I have her security deposit. This is just gonna be one of those cases, she just won't try to make her claim, which she has no leg to stand on. But like, she owes me $425 technically, and I would owe her her security, not including any of the damages, but she was like smoking in there and stuff, so it's like, drop, not a ton to talk about, I mean, like, there's smoke damage and your security deposit was like $700. It's like, we're gonna eat through that pretty quick. So, and you owed me $425 already, so like, you know, if you're gone, I'll call that a win, great, you know, we're moving on, so. But, I mean, you send them this stuff to say like, this is what we're actually, or $475, instead of $425. So, you know, that's all, everything tallied up, and it's written in records, sent, you know, this was sent a week or so ago already, but 21 days or sooner, after the end of their lease. So, well, like I got that guy, same building, he's pretty much out. I don't know what his deal is with leaving his last 2 possessions, but I don't know, he's like playing hard to get on that stuff, and he owns just a small fee, but it's like, what can I actually do? I mean, I guess I'll lock up your stuff and charge you storage. Like, I'm able to do that. You kept your stuff here beyond anything we had decided, and you're just being argumentative with me and not giving me info where to get your stuff to you, so we'll charge you storage, you know, which is like a couple bucks a day ultimately, but it makes him come to the table is the point, hopefully. You can get some concessions.
Do you have a time frame of like when you would just toss it if he's not trying to come get it?
I'd have to look up, you can't toss it really. Like,
You have
there's
to,
something
you
can't
have to
just
put it in
throw
a
stuff.
newspaper or something.
You have to
that.
like store it for however long, and then like a reasonable period, and then, I don't wanna give the wrong answer.
Sure.
You have to like store it
Yeah,
for a certain
so
amount of time.
I usually,
You can't just throw it.
private management company, I believe it's still like 21 or 28 days, but you have to post something where it's public so that they know like, hey, I have your stuff, I wanna get rid of it, please come here, you have until this period. So that's pretty much,
Yeah.
with technology, I know it might be a little bit different, but
But you can't just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
without like an eviction or court order, you can't just start throwing shit out.
Yeah.
You probably could, like, I'm not saying you should do this, like, he's not gonna probably retroactively take me to court, I'm not saying
Yeah.
I would do it, but like, the court order would be how you throw stuff out, right? Like, other than that, I mean, you really can't just do that,
Sure.
unfortunately, you know, as much as you may like to in some scenarios for these folks. But, those, don't get me wrong, those are very few and far between, and that's just really like to that one building for me, but, you know, yeah, that's what I say, like, if you're not having some issues, like, I'm probably not, like, leveraging or trying as hard as I can, because I'm like too complacent, like, in a sense. At 67 units or whatever it is, right, like, I wanna have some issues that, like, I'm, you know, out there grinding basically, like, I'm working on something. If I don't have like active issues, then the buildings are probably like not, generating fully what they could in a sense, so.
Do you keep track of your bad tenants, like people you evicted?
Well, I only have evicted this one gal technically, and she didn't get the formal eviction, cause she agreed to pay up, but, she's out, that's the main thing I wanted, but I guess what are you asking with that, like,
Well,
track
just
them
wondering,
how?
like, what if, like, let's say in the future she was to come back as a new tenant?
Oh, not for me, no, I know who's who, yeah, no, I mean,
But let's
that's,
say it's just not you, because you wanna create a system, right, and it's not you.
maybe
controlling
eventually,
them.
right now I'm just doing everything, I have the systems for me to make it
Right.
easy, I guess I would say, so, I don't know, like, in some senses,
Okay.
it's not bad, good, or, like, Charles is saying delegate and have other people do the work, which is phenomenal too, and like you guys are at a scale where you probably do that too, great. I kinda made it this way, and it's changing over time, I delegate certain things out, but I made it to like do it all myself, because that's easy for me, and I like to talk to the people and meet the people, and like, that's my value, and this and that, so, I don't know, it was all purposeful, I guess, to an
do you wanna
extent.
keep it mom and pop, or do you wanna?
and I think,
Graduate
and
to,
that's,
like,
and that's a great
commercial.
question.
I do wanna keep it mom and pop.
'Cause-
Yeah.
Cause I'm just home with my kids all day, and like I run this just out of my back pocket on a whim. Like if I don't have listings and stuff, I'm not really doing shit. Like if I'm not running this group and like trying to grow stuff, like there's not really actually that much to do. It's only because I'm trying to grow stuff that there's a lot of like activity to do. Again, like most of them don't have issues. Like you're just collecting rent, doing a little maintenance, doing accounting, doing the usual. Like
But I think to her point, even like, let's say you just run it mom and pop forever.
Yeah.
But in 10 years, are you going to remember that woman's name? Like,
Her?
But,
Oh, yeah.
but I mean, if you
Don't
end up,
forget your first.
if you end up with 100 units
No, I get
and, you know, each unit has seen 30 people and, you know, that's a lot of people
Yeah, I
to
get
remember, you know, 10 years ago, that lady that,
Yeah, that's
You know.
maybe a warranted concern, but I guess like that many years down the road, one off, I don't know.
Sure.
Like, is that really something I can even prepare for like that well? Like, I don't know. I think
Maybe
it's
she's
just-
got her shit together.
well, true. But I honestly immediately thought, you know, there's a couple tenants where I didn't evict them or anything like that, but I'd be like, would I rent to them again?
No.
Maybe not, because, you know, they cost a lot of money or they had a lot of complaints or, you know,
But they
so
also-
having a list of those people might not be a bad.
See, that's why I like the
I have
software.
all the former tenants. Like, I guess I don't know. Like,
Sure.
do I have the
Rick, that's all
dictated
back
list
then.
of like?
Mhm.
I have, but you have all the data of like
Yeah.
these people exist in apartments.com and my spreadsheets
Sure.
of like, I don't know, like it's not sparsed out or parsed out rather, excuse me, like you're saying, like here's the blacklist.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I was thinking,
I
just
mean, the
a
data's
list
out
of
there
like,
and exists, I guess, like you
search
could probably
your name.
compile it, but that's what I'm thinking, I guess, like how much does that actually really, it's a countermeasure, but like,
Mhm.
it's like insurance, how much insurance are you supposed to
Sure.
get to be safe, like, you could come up with 100 things you could do to like,
Mhm.
I don't know, that's, you know what I'm saying though, like.
Yeah.
for sure.
And this is
Yeah,
where I always
value
talk about
versus value.
in when we read the books, everyone be like, I want to retire, I want to do real estate, and I always tell people, you have to pick your job, right? Your job is, I'm gonna manage the building, or I'm gonna manage someone who's managing my building, right? Those are only the two jobs in real
Yeah.
estate. So he's choosing, hey, I think I can live a very comfortable life, cool life,
And it is.
and managing
Trust
my
me.
stuff, right? But you have to pick and choose, right? And I've chosen that I want to eventually manage the person that's managed the thing. So like, I'm just making decisions now where, like on my first one, people were like, why are you paying someone to do that? Cause I learned right away when it took me a week to paint an apartment that I wasted money.
Right.
Cause I could have easily hired someone and do it for $700. And when I look back, it cost me $2,000. Like, well, how did it cost you $2,000? Cause I want to make $100 an hour and it took me 20 hours to paint it. So I paid $2,000. And so once I learned that, I was like, oh, there is a cost. There is an opportunity cost for me to do this and think I'm saving money when I wasn't. So like, I just learned very early on that I'd rather pay someone to do those things. And I don't think it's right or wrong. Like, I think, like he said, he's doing exactly what he wanted to accomplish, to spend time with his family and do this thing, real estate, that he loved, right? Cause he could easily, like I said, keep scaling where now he's doing Grant Cardone, right? Grant Cardone is just, I call him, like, he just raised funds,
Yeah.
right? He's not really into real estate, he's in the fundraising. So like, he's still part of real estate, but his job is entirely different. He's meeting people, he's constantly gotta be in front of them, because if I'm gonna buy a 100-unit building next year, I gotta talk to people now so that they give me money, 6 months before that needs to close, right? That's an entirely different business model than what he's doing. So, and it's neither right or wrong, right? So I just think you just have to really focus on what do you wanna do, right? What is the type of business you wanna run, and how do you wanna run it? And you can slowly do it now. I put a post on like financial freedom, like, I don't have the money in the account that I want, but because I have the real estate set up, I get to spend time with my kid. And I thought I needed 6 figures in my account before I can do those things, but it's like, no.
That's time freedom, that's the
Yep.
better one.
Yeah, and I don't need that money in there, so, cause I get up in the morning and cook breakfast for him before he's going to school, and like, that's what I wanted, but in my head, I was like, I need $1 million in my account to be able to have that freedom, and it was like, no, you found the job you want, now you're just building everything up to that, right? Now I just gotta make a little adjustments. Well, maybe I need to wake up 30 minutes early. I have to talk to Eric about that, right? It's little things, right? It's just little things you need to do
Over time.
over time. Which I'm gonna lead into what I wanna bring in before we got, cause we're at 7 o'clock. 3 goals. What we doing this year, guys? You don't have to give me all 3, but I want 3 before we leave out of here, cause we're gonna be holding some motherfuckers accountable. I know one. I want to help people close 28 deals this year and make 3.5 million. Help them acquire 3.5 million in assets. So that's my first goal. My second is I want to do 8 fix and flips. And then I also have a goal that I wanna purchase a duplex in the 53207 or South Milwaukee area, cause my son goes to Bayview Montessori. So I wanna be in the area and obviously this building here. So those are my 3 goals. So I started it off. Who wants to go next?
I can go, I'm gonna get, I think, well, 3-4 units, it probably sounds like at least, maybe slightly larger, but, that's the big, impetus this year. I mean, I think growing this group, I guess, we got a lot of good people helping us, thank God. I tend to get overwhelmed, once these things spiral beyond my grasp, but, I think, with the backup, we're coming. I think it's gonna be cool things happening. Like I said, just some of the stuff we are hopefully doing that's a little different, but networking is great. We do a little of that here anyway, and the other groups do that, but like learning and spreading the gospel of real estate,
I mean, you're here, and I think you're kind of celebrity
It's
with all
kind
the
of
stuff
big-
I see
you
online.
guys
So
don't
for you to
realize
be here,
that.
that's awesome, man. Like for real, like I feel like we're doing something for you to be here. So.
Yeah, come on.
But let's see. I don't know. I guess it's not as.
We can come back to you.
No,
You
no.
say you want to purchase 3.
That
for
no,
your-
I was gonna say it's not as business related. More just like building out my kids' homeschool stuff. That's what we're doing a lot. My 5-year-old, is more that age, but just diving deep into that, and that's been fun committing to that.
That's 3.
Yeah.
You say buy 3, 4 plus
Yeah.
units, build out this, and then build out your kids'
Homeschooling,
homeschool.
kids, family, yeah. So hell yeah.
I like it. Alright. First goal, add 25 units to my portfolio this year. I wanna close on at least 40,000 commissions by the end of this year. And then help 5 new clients locate new investment or business expansion opportunities.
So, this is gonna sound weird, out of all the years in real estate, we've never set like any number, financial goals ever. I know it sounds weird, but it was really just like have enough passive income to say F you to our boss.
Yeah.
We finally got there,
Okay.
but it took a while.
What year was that roughly?
Yeah, so we started buying in 2009,
Yeah.
and then we finally like quit our job like 2016.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's been about
7
10
years.
Yeah, it took about
Camera
7
on me.
years, yeah.
I mean, that's not that long.
Yeah, it really wasn't that long, but we got really aggressive, and when we started, it was all foreclosures, and when we were buying the properties, everyone was afraid to buy them.
Mhm.
We were getting baby duplexes for like $100,000.
Damn.
Now they're worth 4 to 5
Yeah, I
million.
was gonna say.
So it really, like, timing is big,
Yeah.
so, but I like a lot of the things I'm hearing in the room, and hopefully, I know I was a little more quiet, but I'm kind of observing.
Of course.
I don't manage my properties anymore, we just have a property manager and I have an employee who does it for us, but
Yeah.
going back to the question about the goals, so we're more obviously on the lending side, probably buy like a larger commercial building to like do a cost segregation, that's obviously in the plans this year to reduce the tax liability, hate the IRS, so, trust me, when you make enough money, they
Yeah.
will take a look at you.
You've
hire
been
a-
audited, you're saying, or?
No, but I know people, because like they make money, they'll pick on you, and it's, as long as you have
What
your
is-
stuff right.
What is that threshold of make money though? What is that?
There's red
millions,
flags too
obviously,
that
yeah.
they used, yeah, I don't know, so
So
it's
I'm
just.
sure how quickly you start making
More
money
than
is
your average
probably a
employee.
factor.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
you're making 100K one year, then $1 million the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year, you're gonna look at things.
All of our.
Where are you laundering?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
it's stuff like that.
So what you saying with Bayview, like, do you feel like with the lending part, do you feel like there's a neighborhood or area that might be like that in the next 5 years?
So, I like 53208, like Washington Heights. We
Okay.
have a duplex over there, but we do some lending over there.
Okay.
I feel like that area is getting pretty good.
Cause it's kinda close to Wauwatosa?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything in Tosa. I mean, flips are all over Milwaukee,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're everywhere we're seeing. I went to Bayview High School, and that's
Okay.
actually where we have a lot of our properties, Bayview and then the town of Lake.
Okay.
So we've had a ton of success there.
Okay.
So those are, some of the areas that we like. But, yeah, going back to the goals, obviously, just a cost seg property, maybe commercial.
Can you just briefly explain a cost seg to people who don't know what that would do?
Sure. So, like high level, so with depreciation, when you buy a rental property, you either have a residential property or you have a commercial. It's a non-cash expense that you get to reduce your tax liability. You don't have to write a check for it. The IRS gives you this as a gift saying, hey, you're a property owner. the tenants are gonna beat it up over the years, so here's your non-cash expense, you get to take off your taxes. So if it's a residential property, it's 27.5 years, so you'll take the purchase price minus whatever the land is, then you just divide that by 27.5, so you get that every year for 27.5 years. If it's
You can
commercial,
accelerate it.
you can accelerate it, yep. So what happens with the cost segregation, you have to hire a company, usually costs a couple $1,000s.
Yep.
So
It's
what
well
the-
worth it typically.
it's a pretty powerful tool. So when you hear like Robert Kiyosaki,
Yes.
Rich Dad Poor Dad, you know, obviously he's made his money on writing books, but
Yeah.
so he's obviously a very smart man, and he has done real estate. So he always says like, the reason I don't pay taxes is because I own real estate,
Yeah.
but he obviously doesn't give examples of it. I'm sure he's doing big, huge cost segregation studies. He just doesn't wanna be, you know, held liable if it doesn't go right for somebody else. So he can't give away too much of his secrets, right?
Okay.
So that's probably what he's doing by when he says like, I pay 0 in taxes.
It's just deferred till the next year, and then he does it again and again. basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
So if
I
you
will
keep-
say, just to cut in, when I was at BPCon, there was a fire, like talk or whatever, and all 5 of the guys talking about like early retirement said they haven't paid taxes in like 10 years. And they said it's
Like
all
income
because,
tax.
well, income
Yeah.
tax, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you're paying
shit ton of
sales tax,
taxes,
yeah.
yeah.
But they haven't paid income tax in like 10 years,
Yeah, yeah.
because you're always pushing it off
Just
to the next
the
year.
Yeah, 1031, something like, so do you have a number for your lending that you wanna meet, or?
So, no, good question. So yeah, I was
Transactions.
getting to that. So the goal is to continue, because we've been the #1 hard money lender in Wisconsin for the past 2, now going on 3 years. So we wanna continue to be that, but when I say that goal, it's not to be #1 just to be #1. It's because like we've helped more real estate investors than any other private lender. So we wanna continue to have that. And we wanna have organic leads, we wanna have good borrowers, and obviously, we wanna grow our capital fund as well. So that's kind of, those are probably like the 3 goals we have right now.
But you guys are investing as an entity largely with accredited, I'm sure.
Yes, so, we have a lot of, mainly accredited investors, but
Yeah.
they don't have to be accredited.
Oh.
We can take up to 35 non-accredited investors per the SEC.
Like, what's the limit, like lowest limit?
The lowest amount that in our fund is 50,000.
50?
Yeah.
And what does that get you, what do you guys buy with that though?
So what we do is, so it's a pooled fund,
Yeah.
so we're not buying any properties, we're
Oh.
just using it to
Oh,
lend.
to relent, I see.
Yep, so when we started lending, we
I
were
got
using
you.
our own money, and then slowly over the years, you know,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had more and more demand organically.
Right.
So then you go to
I
your
see.
mom, you go to grandma, hey, you have money, I can make you money. We were, you know, they run out of money, so we have.
Maybe
we have
not
fun,
today,
so-
but in 3 to 5 years, let's go, baby.
There you go, so yeah, so that's.
So is
that's
this
our
kind
goals.
of like a transition, like I guess like notes, right? For you guys, did y'all just see it was more lucrative than buying more property and just lending?
Yeah, we still do buy, but we figured, you know, just like, it kinda comes down to the time, yes, we can make, I'm not gonna say it is more lucrative to have the lending, but I guess it
The
kinda just
borrower
depends
is
how much.
qualified, right? And then
Yeah.
versus the tenant headache making a couple $, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like, if
But
you
the
just
borrower can be a
qualify-
headache too, right?
Could be, yeah.
They can be, oh yeah, like there's properties
Yeah.
unfortunately that we do have to take back.
Right.
And we do
Yeah.
work with them, it isn't, you know.
It's not like you wanna do that.
We don't wanna do it, no,
Yeah.
but it's just kinda just a part of the territory. It's like
So-
having a bad borrower,
Yeah.
not paying their interest payments or going
Right.
ghost on you. It's just like having a bad tenant
Yeah.
who
Oh, yeah.
wrecks the place and doesn't pay.
It's
for
all
2
the
months.
same.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
We didn't have these
Yeah.
problems lending, but now as you get bigger,
Bigger.
they just happen. So we've hired a general counsel, we have a COO, and we're growing naturally, but it's all good. So I'd say those are probably like the 3 goals for this year. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you guys looking to stay just in Wisconsin though, basically, or?
It
or maybe
depends.
Illinois or something?
So every state is different.
Oh, sure, yeah.
There's other lenders that we know in the area, I won't say their names, but they've had a bad luck in like
Oh, man.
Detroit, Ohio.
Oh,
There's a lot of fraud going on in those states, so you have to be really careful. I mean, honestly, real estate, it's all about the people. Like I say, the building is last. It's about jobs, it's about taxes, it's about, the schools, right? It's about all this stuff, the safety of the cities. So really it comes down to like who you know. Like, so if somebody who's good, let's say they've done like 20 loans with us, he's good, they pay, there's no issues. I'm gonna roll up the red carpet for him
Sure.
and give him what he wants, right? If he wants something in Texas or Florida, yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
our attorney, he has hard money lending experience anyway, so he can get a loan document from any state, he has contacts in any state, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a problem. So
Right.
we actually have, most of our loans are here in Wisconsin, but we have one South Carolina loan and then
Gotcha.
one in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Oh.
But again, those are repeat borrowers and those
Yeah.
are people that we know, so
They're busy.
I would never do something out of state with somebody I don't know, so it's just.
So,
so
I'm gonna
avoid
say
that
this right
issue.
now, one of
Yeah.
our goals is to lend with him in the next 6 months, somebody from our group.
All these
Yeah, I mean, if
flippers,
you have any
guys,
questions, please, you know,
that's-
we're an open book to any type of advice or lending, so.
Or just look
I'll
them
leave
up,
some
but
of
I
my
mean, if you
cards,
don't
yeah.
know.
We're easy to get a hold of, so.
You're in
yeah.
every, you guys are in every group, you guys been
Yeah.
around, I mean,
Yeah.
you're reputable, yeah. So,
We're
thank
old,
you.
we'll put it that way.
No, but I
Well, I'm
mean,
happy to help and I'm glad
But
you guys
even,
have me tonight.
Anthony, maybe not as much tonight, but in general, I guess if you deign to come back, but, yeah, I know, I follow you guys a little bit on social media, but like, you guys can speak on the lifestyle side that I guess
Yeah.
I'm trying to convey a little bit of like, I didn't know I would get here this quickly.
Yep.
I got a lot of ways to go, but like, I mean, I'm basically financially free, got a home, this and that, but you guys are 15 years ahead of me doing, you know, Greece, me and Giannis, check these guys out, like, they do some cool
Yeah,
stuff.
they bought something in another
or,
country, so
rather
it's
the
possible.
Celtics, that's what it is, the
Yeah,
Celtics is your thing.
yeah. You know, we're friends with Drew Holiday.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
good guy, but-
No,
Well,
and
he
so-
was-
yeah.
No, I just wanna say like you, that's why I'm very happy you were here, because I always had a goal or dream to buy in another country, and so
Okay.
to see your post and like now that you're here, I feel like I can touch someone who's actually doing it, so
Yeah,
like it makes it more
absolutely.
real.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we do have these meetings, guys, is we have 60 units and you can touch them.
67!
67, right? So like, it's real, right? So like, cause he's actually here and he actually owns those things. So now, we were kind of talking about earlier about like having mentors and saying, someone showing you the way, right? Now, I feel like I can reach out to him because
Yeah,
he bought in
absolutely.
another country.
Yep.
Now that feels more real, right? Cause when you can touch the person who's actually doing those things that you just thought it was a dream, it makes it more reality. So,
Yeah.
thank you for being here, man.
Of course,
I
yeah,
appreciate
yep,
that.
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
For me, and I'm gonna have to duck out
Yep.
right
Go
after
ahead,
this,
yeah.
but, my big ones are gonna be buy a property as a BRRRR with at least 50% of the initial investment coming back. And then help at least 24 clients this year, being my second year and the
Two
first.
a month?
Yeah, 2 a month is.
How's January
I'm
looking?
shooting for, what?
How's January looking? You got two?
Honestly, I closed one that was a carryover.
Okay.
I have a listing that's a carryover that's supposed to close in February. I have a friend who just got an accepted offer, and I have one more that just got a counter, and we have to figure out if we're.
So you might have
accepting the
4 in
counter.
February, so you
Yeah.
catch it up. All right,
So,
perfect. All right,
I'm
we're
on
on
track.
it.
That's sick.
Considering I only had 3 deals in last year,
Yeah.
in my
Oh, for
first
sure.
year, so
Well, and
it's a
you're
big
still
ramp.
working, or?
I am still working, so I'm
But
working
Seth was-
full-time doing that.
I'll say, but you, I mean, you had some job, fluctuations and
Yeah.
now you got a job you don't love, but you're trying to build this out, I think.
And
I
the thing,
get
the
it.
crazy thing is, I actually don't mind my day job. You know, working in tech is pretty cushy, which
Yeah.
is part of why it allows me. But I've
You
had
gotta report in, right?
what?
You still gotta
I have to
report in?
report in, and
That's.
I've actually had 3 bosses that have either fired me or laid me off or made me quit my job. And after the first one, I said, I need to change something because I don't want someone to have that control
Yeah.
over my
Love
life.
it, love it.
And when it kept happening, I was like, okay, this has to happen sooner rather than later.
Your name on some
Because the
stuff.
last 2 both were while my wife was pregnant. And I was like, I can't
Scary,
lose
yeah.
my job and my insurance and all of that right when I need it most. So,
I don't care that.
Exactly.
That's why we did
That's
what we did.
Yeah.
We're in the same situation. I got pushed out of jobs because they knew I was, I don't mean to steal.
no,
your-
go
I just
for
wanted to
it.
add
I
it.
did it to you.
Yeah.
So,
That's
no,
what
it's
it-
okay.
But, I mean, that's what it's about, it's tangential, this good
Yeah.
stuff, so go for it.
So honestly, one of the things that I always say, like, I know a lot of you are in real estate, so you kind of have the freedom to be here, do showings and that stuff, and that's absolutely fantastic. If you don't have that, if you're sitting at a desk like we did, don't tell people what you're doing in real estate, because they're just gonna hold it against you.
Mhm.
They're gonna make you sign like a moonlighting agreement, they're gonna talk shit about you, they're
For
gonna
sure.
push you out the door. It
Yeah.
happened to me, it happened to my wife, and she used to work at a hedge fund, if anyone knows what that is. She got her ass kicked every day. So that was like really why we got into real estate, because like life is too short. You
Yep.
go, you know, you commute, so you have to, you know, dress up fancy, you gotta copy your boss in every email. And You look good.
I
You
know
look good.
that. They just don't believe that they can get out, which
Yeah,
their
yeah.
mindset is so small, actually.
Yeah.
It's almost pitiful in a way, like looking back at the people over the years, but they just can't even fathom that there's a possibility of what we're trying
There
to do.
is, you just gotta stay dedicated. It's really about like surrounding yourself with the right people and just having the right networks and
You got it.
everything, so.
You got it.
I know Selby's gonna go, but I wanna piggyback. I had the same situation, 9 to 5. Boss told me I couldn't leave early to go pick up my son.
Oh.
Ooh.
Have that, dude.
Good.
And I
Yeah,
You're done.
screw that.
I put
You're
my
done.
notice- I put my notice in,
Yeah,
and
good for you.
that week, cause I was like,
Pick
nah.
up your son is an insane.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do too for
Yep.
our son, you know, to leave them a legacy
Hell
and
yeah.
plan everything out with trust and do it legally and.
Alright,
all that
Sel,
good
you
stuff,
said
so. I have to go,
buy
I have to
a
take
house.
off too.
No
My
worries.
cards are here, if anybody.
Just, yeah, put it on
yeah,
the
of
table.
course, I'm just gonna
We'll
leave them right
take-
here, so.
So Seth was buying a house, Berwick,
Burt,
24.
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And then pay off my HELOC as part of the ability to keep buying.
Oh, baby.
Let's go.
Yep,
I'm gonna hold you accountable.
yep. The
Come
HELOC's
on.
probably gonna be the hardest one, but,
Yeah.
You gotta shoot for the stars though.
oh yeah.
Come on.
Going off of what he was saying, there's a lot of people that are just, they don't feel that, they don't have the courage to leave something. So when they hear that somebody else is talking about, I wanna do this with my
Shit
life,
on it.
they just crap on you because of it. And that's so common.
Yeah, I hate it.
So my first goal is for my construction company to hit this year 1.3 million.
What were we at
And
last
then,
year?
we had 800,000.
Ooh, shit, let's go, baby. That's big
And
time. Let's go.
Going back to what he was saying, the red flags with the IRS, I'm kinda dealing with that because
Yeah.
previous to that, I was, retired, I wasn't doing anything. I started, the remodeling side of the company, and I only, the first year, I did 100,000.
Oh, man.
This period, the second year, we had 800,000.
Shit.
So,
IRS is coming for
they're
What's
on
your
my-
laundry?
They're on my ass about it right now, so yeah.
Is that
So
worth
just-
it, not worth it? How do you avoid that?
Yeah, is there something you could've did, like, is it like accounting that you should've did? or-
The accountant that was working with me, which unfortunately got fired, but he.
At a large firm?
Yeah,
Okay.
like
So
right now,
that didn't help you?
we're suing her right now.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
she did so many bad things, so that's a different story, but
Yeah.
when you're doing business, you wanna get accounting, you wanna get someone that's gonna be doing all your, payroll correctly. Those are the two things that we're dealing with because of that, because we grew so fast, red flag, they saw us, they're like, what's going on, you're giving us all this money, and last year you did only this much.
Yeah.
So
They
that's,
were concerned with the taxes they were receiving?
yeah,
Holy shit.
they were wondering, yeah.
Don't do that! Don't give us too much money, no!
Like I've been dealing with them
Oh
since
my god.
like September, and we weren't even done with the year yet.
Yeah,
So that's, the first goal is to still pass that goal.
yeah.
The second goal is to get, which is kinda like maybe this year, maybe next year, the dumpster company, we're trying to sell that, so once
Oh,
that's,
okay.
hopefully that sells, so we can invest into other things. That company, so that's the second goal. And third goal is actually, I said I'd do mentorships, so I'm working with Paul, one of the designers. Last year, he only did about 100,000 in designing, and we're hoping that we can push him to about $500,000 this year. It's only one
Like
guy.
graphic design?
No,
Or what?
it,
Or
basically,
like building design?
building design,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
so,
A little bit different.
Yeah.
Architect?
no, he does interior designing, but he also does, he has somebody that helps out with the building side of it, so.
Okay, gotcha.
But
But
we're-
just you wanna, that's a big emphasis for you is to help him scale?
That
That's
is,
awesome.
I wanna
love
get
that.
him to.
How do you know this guy or like, how
I
did you get
actually
affiliated?
met him about 4 years ago, when I was just doing stuff on the side, cause I was just bored and I have all the equipment to do whatever in houses.
Nice.
Another realtor called me, she needed an outlet fixed, I went there, and, I walked in, some guy's just there, he let me in, I'm going to fix this outlet, and he's like, what are you charging for this? And it was just one outlet, I'm like, I'm charging $450.
Holy fuck.
He goes, for what? I'm like, just to fix this outlet and move it over there, that's it, that's all she wanted.
That's more than fixing it, yeah.
Yeah,
Moving it is-
well, it was being more a foot, that's it.
Still, that's.
And
that's
the
a
drywall
ball.
was
That's a
open, so,
ball.
yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I thought you were literally just replacing.
No, no. It was,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm quitting my job tomorrow.
But, and then he started asking me questions, then I started asking questions to him, like, why are you so interested?
Yeah.
He's like, because they just paid me to remodel the whole thing, everything you see was brand new, and painted and everything for $1,500. I'm like, how long have you been doing it?
Man, he's
He's like, I've been doing it for 3 months.
Yeah, he got game.
And I went in there I was there for like 45 minutes and I got paid.
Halfway.
So I asked him what he's doing in his life.
Yeah.
He told me he's just graduated from college, he's trying to get this,
That's awesome.
and from that point I said, you need to do this
Yeah.
more than everything else. I know you can do this stuff, you can do the handyman stuff, but this was gonna make you money. And then
That's sweet.
this year, just the last couple of days, I made him, because he's a great designer, I should've brought my laptop. He had,
Next
he had-
time.
yeah,
See.
he did 3 designs for 3 different clients, and he was gonna charge them $1,500 each. I said, do you have it? Did you send them did you send it to them yet, the design? No, I just sent them pictures.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Good. Yeah.
So
The actual file.
Yeah. So,
that is yours.
So last Friday, we sat down and I had him in front of me, emailed them a contract for them to get the final design.
Yeah.
And he's too scared because he was charging, and now he's
A
charging,
price
he
knows
was charging
can get. Yeah.
$1,500 now for just the design. I told him to charge them $5,000 each, and they all,
So, yeah.
signed, they all
Yeah.
signed for
Nice.
$5,000 each,
Good shit, man.
so.
I think that's a big,
Sales.
ask for the price you think they're gonna say no.
Mhm.
And see what happens, right? I was struggling with that, cause I was like, I'm only gonna charge 3,000. I'm at the point like 2.4 or 5,000. And if you don't wanna work with me, cool,
Mhm.
right? But if I'm gonna do a $50,000 house or $250,000, I gotta at least make 5,000. And I think that's amazing that you're doing that. Yeah, and
So,
I would just also wanna add on to that, I think he said at the end, which it helps me refigure stuff, like stop thinking of what I need to do and how you're gonna help others, because that's how you're actually gonna make the money, right? I wanna make $1 million. How many people do I have to help to make $1 million,
Yeah.
right? Cause if you just say I need to make $1 million, I don't think you're gonna do it.
It's all, that's selfish.
Yep.
If how can I help everybody else?
Yeah.
Like, I'll get there.
Yep. So I think that is
It'll come.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's,
I had to switch it because I realized there were some moments where I wasn't motivated because I was like, I need to get 28 deals. When I switched it around and said, I need to help 28 people, it makes it entirely different because now it makes it about, I got 5 people.
but here's the thing. I mean, wherever you're at, like if you are hurting or hunting for $1, like whatever you call it, commission bread, this and that, like everybody needs dollars to operate their life, which is a, eventuality. But like, how do you get to the point of, I still want to be of service. I need dollars. Like that's a tough early on. That's a tough line to walk.
But you gotta do it.
100%. No, I'm not saying, but I just am saying I commiserate with that. I've been there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still there.
I am.
Yeah, and maybe you never should leave there.
Yeah.
Like the service is maybe first, but yeah, like that's integral. Yeah.
Andrew.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, man.
How was your vacay?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It's been a while. I'm like getting ready to go on another one, but yeah.
Leg up. Looks like you were in the trenches, or is
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is my usual like work
Okay.
attire when I'm like working
Hell
and
yeah,
stuff. So
let's go.
Yeah, for sure. So my goals for 2026, I would like to purchase. I am going to purchase 4 duplexes. So that's gonna happen. I'd like to purchase like a larger buy and hold duplex and live in one house, so like a side by side and like a nicer part of town. So we're gonna move into that. Do
How
house type.
big minimum? 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom?
Yeah, 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom.
Yeah, 3 bedroom has to be at least like 2 bath.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
1.5 is not considerable.
I mean, I might consider that.
I'm just gonna let you know, in Milwaukee, it's gonna be hard to find a 3 and 2 side by side.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
It's-
For sure.
I'm just saying you're gonna be limited. You
Yeah.
probably gonna have a 3 and 1, and you can put a 2.
Sure.
So that's what I would-
You
Well,
guys
we can
staying?
make that work.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Are you staying?
okay.
I'll do one.
yeah.
Send it down.
And then I need to really, you guys like kind of inspired me in this conversation. Like I gotta start putting some of those systems in place to like set myself up to scale for the future, right? Because like
Yeah.
I have a couple rental properties in Dubuque, Iowa, and like I don't have any of those systems yet, right? And so I can see where like at scale, like this would get crazy and like, not be good, right? So I need to start setting those things up now so that I can get ready to scale in the future. So
Ryan's your guy.
Do you wanna, I mean, I don't need you to, but do you wanna commit to a date of like, I wanna have this done by this, and then, I mean, you just show us what you've accomplished, or
yeah,
what?
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, why don't I?
At the next meetup,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the
at the
March
next
meetup,
meetup, yeah.
February or March, what do you think is a good timeline for you to have something
February.
worthwhile? Okay,
Yeah.
next month?
February is like,
It's
February
being
is
recorded.
February is where I like, I'll understand, cause I need to do a
Yeah.
little more, like, talking to you and basically figure out, like, what
Let's
are the
get
first
together
things
if
that
you
need to
want.
put in place, yeah, for sure.
Cause I owe you lunch now too, by the way, so you
Okay.
got the last one, so, but I was gonna say, if it's any inspiration, just make the shittiest, crappiest
I was gonna say, a
version
bad plan is better than no
of
plan, cause
whatever
you can
wanna
always
do.
fix a bad
Just
plan.
make the worst version,
Okay.
like, just do it, and then the next week's version will be a little better than that, and then next week's version. That's what I'm doing with these stupid social media posts. I hate this shit. I hate social media.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, hate it, but, it's just purposeful, I guess, so that trumps everything.
I know, we're doing videos and they're horrible, but we're putting them out there.
I mean, not.
They'll improve though.
Not
They'll
going to
improve.
crazy videos, but if you have a system that you like, well, just take a video yourself and then eventually make it into something. The reason I'm saying is because I have one of my assistants, I actually unfortunately fired her too. But then I had to hire somebody, it was just all of a sudden I had to hire someone. But I had videos from the previous time I taught someone, and they were shitty, they were real shitty. But I sent them to her, she learned the system that we have in place within 3 days.
Nice.
And that's because I had them already there.
How long would it have taken potentially otherwise?
The first person I trained for that position, was, I think it was 3 weeks solid, back in like, about me with her. Second person, it took about 2 weeks again because I didn't have the videos, but then for her, I actually did the videos because I couldn't make it, I was actually traveling too much. And then just the third person, I just sent her the videos and she learned everything.
And now with technology, you can take the videos and actually do a transcript. So now you can actually have a transcript with the videos.
So what, I mean, if you iterate those even one more time,
Yep.
the next
It'll be
run.
one day.
So no, I'm actually,
Like, that's everything now, iterations.
I'm in the process of doing
Marginal
that.
improvement over time, like, it's not even that hard, it's like, just do little things. It is very difficult, actually, but it's also not.
Life is
Sure.
difficult.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's definitely a trap I fall into where it's like, oh, it's not like professional level, right? And it's just like, you just gotta make the minimal viable product, like
Yes.
version 1.0,
MVP.
get it out there, yeah, exactly.
Yes, do it,
For sure.
you know it, do it, but let's do lunch.
Do it.
Hit me up, alright?
Okay, we'll
Let's go.
I'm taking notes here, so I will.
And just, we are recording this and it's taking notes, so you all will get everything from this. So that's the other beauty of this, our group. Even though we're probably saying some things that are gonna get us in trouble, but, you know, but,
This is golden, dude.
yeah, I know we're not remaking the wheel, but I do think we're doing something special here, guys. So like I said,
think it is, yeah.
So,
Anna.
Yes.
3 goals.
My first goal is to buy my first property this
Woo!
year.
Owner occupied, or,
Yes, because we're gonna do FHA.
Okay.
okay, which kinda, like duplex, what do
Well, we said triplex,
Okay.
that's still the goal.
Why that out of 2 or 4? That's such a, it's possible, but it's definitely rare. I got mine in triplex, I'll say, for this one, but it's just lower, availability. I'm
It
just
is,
curious.
but when you get your hands on it, it
You
cash
want the
flows.
3 bedroom, is that why, or
Not
what do
3
you?
bedroom, I just want the 3 units and one roof, one.
Yeah, but not 4 though, is what I'm curious.
Not for yet because, why not for yet?
Yeah, cause normally a triplex, you have the 3-in-1 lower and you have 1-in-1s up. So is that
Right.
why? Is that because you're trying to share with family?
No,
Okay.
not necessarily.
I mean, so the 3-in-1 you're gonna live in?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so that's,
so rent 2
so
and
that's
then,
why.
right, and
okay,
then
so the
we have
3-in-1,
twins
you wanna have more
and
cause
then
you're
one of-
family and then you can rent out the other 2.
Well, not family, I just know that I usually, like, for example, like, from a rental status point that I've seen, like, for example, sometimes families, like, the mom wants to live on top, the lower unit and the mom and that kind of thing, and then sometimes, like, the upper unit, they don't care if it's a single person or whatever. I'm just saying potentially, duplexes, and I think that would be a good opportunity for me to start.
You wanna live in the one bedroom?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I do wanna let you know, if you haven't went through it, FHA will ask for 3 months of reserves for
You
anything
said
that's over a
that's newer
duplex.
though, right?
Newer.
But it's doable, so
Yeah,
it's.
no, I'm just bringing it up because typically people think FHA, like I only have to do 3.5.
It wasn't when I was doing
Yeah.
it.
So now from a 3 and 4, you will have to have 3 months reserve. So just, so
3 months reserve what?
of
Cash.
expenses put away. So you might find someone else, but typically right now the thing with FHA is you gotta have some reserves because they do treat it as like it is an investment. So
And this is where my second goal comes, which
Yeah.
is setting up my finishing my foundation so that I do have all the systems in place so that I do am able to make
The foundation pertaining to what?
pertaining to to our business in sense like like I said, this is my first full year being a real estate full time. So just setting up a system that that works with our ecosystem, so that you know how we're saying right now, like I'm just starting, so it's small. So what am I doing when I'm scaling, because I'm setting up the processes, right?
Yeah.
So I'm getting ready, like right now we're walking, so what happens when we run? I need to make sure that that's set up, because eventually, which leads to my third goal, is I wanna position myself in a financially, which is make $80,000
Okay.
gross, so that I could go back to school for law school.
Gotcha. Maybe I'm beating a dead horse. Clarify for me, like how does, I guess, all those things, like what specifically are you doing to make the foundation, or what is the foundation's goal, or what have you? Like
What
this
am
is
I-
your personal LLC in
Correct.
conjunction with this, but it's your protections and the thing you're gonna grow, you're saying?
So
And you're
what
gonna
I'm,
house your buildings in there?
so what
or-
I'm doing, what I'm working on right now is a relationship with people.
Yeah.
Like indirectly setting up a team with people that I'm collaborating with, because I understand, it's not about doing it alone, it's about doing it together with people that you. So what I'm saying is I'm teaching right now people to do what I'm doing, so that I'm able to delegate when I'm.
so your second goal is you wanna create the ecosystem to
Right.
help you sustain
Gotcha.
it.
Yes.
So you're getting employees and stuff going and
I'm thinking that's-
delegation.
that's
and-
my-
nice,
that's
okay, very good.
That's the goal.
That's scaling up all right. Good.
So we.
You got 3 or 2? Was that 2 or 3? Okay.
Those 3.
So yeah, what do we have?
So my first goal is I want to build my personal brand for real estate on social media. Better, I don't know.
Okay. To what? How? What?
So I wanna like make content and like make professional content, not just like talking videos like where I'm just like holding my phone up and stuff, because I feel like that's not as professional. Like I wanna do like actual like a cameraman taking a video and just like professional content pretty much.
To what end? And how far are you along in that?
Well right now I'm just doing talking videos, but I have plans to do with like do content with lenders and stuff like
Yeah.
that and other
What is the goal of that though? What are you trying to leverage that for?
for lead generation.
Okay.
The grower real estate.
And
Nice.
yeah, my business for brand,
Yeah.
like building my brand and stuff.
Good.
And then the second one, I want to analyze more deals this year and try to get 5 a week.
5 analyses a week?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you tracking that, or are you accountable to anybody for that, or are you just doing that, or?
So I mean, I track it in my notebook, like
Okay,
I'm
we're
ready.
2 weeks in, how are we doing?
Not so good. Not so good right now.
Okay,
No.
so what do we gotta do?
Don't look at me.
Whoa.
You have deal check.
Yeah, so I have
So-
to check. I think I paid for that.
29. So
Not
deal
the-
check is what she can monitor, so she can go back and check deal check. Now it would just be a matter of.
How many are you analyzing a week?
Maybe like right now, like maybe 1
Okay,
a week.
so 2 next week?
Yeah.
Not 5, right?
Yep. We talked about that today. If I
Good
can't
enough
make
for
10
me.
calls, go to 8. If I can't make 8 calls, go to 6.
You
If
gotta
I can't
get
make 6,
consistent
4.
doing 1 or 2,
Yeah.
then get to 5. You ain't there. I mean, that's fine.
Baby
But,
steps.
you know,
Yeah.
But no, that's sick. It sounds like you're dialing it in. That was 2, right?
That was 2.
What's the third?
Okay, and the third is my
Duplex, right?
duplex. Yeah, I get my first deal.
Where is your areas roughly?
I don't know like any zip codes specifically.
Cities?
So.
Do you know some cities?
Yeah, just Milwaukee, like.
All over, okay.
I don't know.
But like
Well,
north,
she's from
south.
Racine.
Like I like
South.
the areas like I'm probably gonna be looking closer to the beach. Like I
Okay.
like the east side,
Oh yeah.
Southern California.
but like it also needs to be affordable and stuff too. I think I do wanna do an FHA, so I wanna be living there too.
How's that?
And
Yeah, sweet.
house hack, yeah.
Big year.
Going back to the social media for you, I was meeting with a partner that's what he does. I didn't know this, I just found out last week that, if you have your phone this way instead of this way, because I'm the guy that's always filming this way, 'cause I
Yeah.
like to see everything, right? But if you put it on Instagram or you put it on TikTok, going like this, you have 75% chance more that the algorithm is gonna actually push you somewhere versus this.
Yeah.
Because people do this now.
Mhm.
I'm still that
Well,
guy that like,
And
And
what
it
do you
looks
do?
better
It-
too.
it
like,
depends
what
yes,
platform.
too.
Huh?
Do you do
It
that?
depends what platform you're
Yeah.
posting to.
yeah, it does, but he does TikTok, he does Instagram, and then his Facebook was back and forth, but he was saying that it was 72 or 73% pushing more by doing, just flipping back and forth. So everybody's doing this except for me, obviously.
The long.
Yeah.
So it doesn't.
You're just different. You're
Yeah.
a trendsetter, man. Don't worry about it.
How much?
Stick to it.
Like,
Stick
what
to
I
what
do
you're doing.
Is I just put the like what fish islands or whatever that like
Yeah.
really zoomed out one. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's just like fashion. It'll eventually come back around.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
I don't know a damn thing about filming or any of that stuff. I hate social media. Man. Hate it, but it has to be done. Unfortunately, yeah. Seriously, that's what it comes down to.
Yep.
What's up, Enrique? What do we got?
Bit of a dreamer here, so
We all are, bro.
trying to hone it all in. Gotta take action on it though. Get a job as a personal trainer. I need to just get something solid where I've got some sort of a W-2 income. So get a job as a personal trainer. Would love to.
By when, actually? Sorry. By when?
Just give us a date. We're just gonna talk shit about you if you don't meet it, but at least you gotta give us a date.
By 2029.
Like,
Forever closer.
I'm gonna give myself some cushion and say March, but I feel like
Okay.
I feel like I can do it.
March like 1st?
I feel like I can do it by
Or what?
February.
Phone, did you hear that? Eric said March, he's gonna have
I'll say
a.
March.
March.
but I
March.
feel like I
March,
can
she
get
said March.
Certified to have a job.
Have a job.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get certified pretty quickly. I think.
Yeah.
I already
But
have.
you're licensed, right?
I have my doctorate in physical therapy, but I'm no longer licensed. I actually surrendered the license, and I don't want to really go back down the physical therapy route. Just because what I do these days, I'm kind of getting into
Deeper.
psychology, energy, a lot of the different things, which actually goes outside the scope of practice for physical therapy. So then I
That makes
can
sense.
get the PT board kind of coming back on me if I'm saying I'm a physical therapist, which I don't tell anybody that anymore. So job as a personal trainer, what I like about that is, first of all, it'll get me in the gym, and also it's gonna create discipline, which is a big thing I've been working on for myself. And then on top of that, I get to give back to people, give them everything that I've kind of been learning over the years. And then ideally, that's gonna funnel into my wellness business as well. So people who they're working out consistently, but they're still like having trouble with balance and connecting with a certain area of their body, that's what I actually really specialize in. So if we can't get it done in the gym, let's go.
So is that goal 2, building your wellness business then?
No, I feel like
Or is
I'm
that
just
still
gonna
in
wrap
one?
that all in with goal 1 there. Just
Okay.
getting a job as a personal trainer and having that W-2. I have not had a W-2 since like 2020, started 2020. I had owned my own business out in LA, and
Go back.
did that for a couple of years, and then had a couple of kids. So then I was stay-at-home dad for a little while. Then I've just been kind of like muddling around for the last like 2 years, and just trying to find any way not to have a boss, basically.
Okay.
But hasn't really happened quite yet the way that I wanted it to. So
What would be your perfect client?
There you go.
Somebody
Good question.
who is dedicated to their own personal growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rare in the gym, brother. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised. Like someone who's gonna pay for a personal trainer, I feel like that is.
I don't want to dishearten you. Here's what I would tell you. It's not everybody, don't get me wrong. There's plenty who would fit that bill. But to some extent, when I was training, I would find that people would get a trainer as a reason to say, like, look what I'm doing. I'm doing
I'm
everything
doing the work kind
possible.
of thing.
I'm paying money.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything possible. It's not working. I'm still fat. It's like, you literally didn't enact a single thing that we like went over to try to improve your life. Like
Right.
you just thought you could pay for a service and it'd be the magic pill, but it isn't that.
Right.
And then again, that's not everybody, but I think maybe unfortunately you'd be shocked who subscribes to that.
I mean, I think that will be a reflection
I don't wanna
on
dishearten
me as
you.
well. So that's a big thing that I see in my own practice is like a lot of the people who I do see, they're in a rough spot in their life and they're looking for that transition, that kind of like jump into the next area. So it's someone who's stuck in their life, who can't find the answers, who has seen chiropractors, acupuncturists, they're just looking for answers and they haven't gotten them quite yet. And I like to think that I can combine a lot of different practices and basically give them that spark, reconnect their mind with their body, and then, and I've seen it happen. On my way here tonight, I was like, damn, dude, I need to do more kind of market research and like more documentation of the effects that people see in their lives after I work with them.
Yeah.
Because I had text messages and stuff from people being like, I've literally been dealing with this pain for a year and a half, and now in one treatment, like everything has completely changed.
Right.
But I need more data. I need more data, and I have not been data
Data is
focused.
one thing, but marketing is the other. That's the same struggle we're dealing with, but it's like, I have to document now the things I'm doing, and then edit it, and then
Yeah.
schedule that, and then send that out and curate it, like, just to show things that already exist that are happening regardless of whether I do them or not, it's just whether I document it. But that's a huge undertaking,
Like,
yeah. But
just-
that's your portfolio, that's
I've
your
just had
personal
some of the craziest
brand.
stories, like
There might be a market. I feel like
there is a market.
No, there's a market.
There is.
I
haven't, I haven't explored
So,
it.
what he said originally, that, I see him at the gym every day. So, the people that we see go and get personal trainers is exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
There is a niche for you that you can do that, but it's gonna be more like the 2 or 3 year plan. Get him just as becoming a personal trainer is one step. But what you're going for is gonna be your niche going, again, 2 to 3 years from now, because there's a lot of people that have money and also have the motivation to change their
And
lives.
understand what you're
So
talking
I
about.
fly out to LA like every month or two
Yeah.
because that's
That's
where I
the
used to
culture.
live,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I have a whole
Not here in
clientele
this
out there, and I
cheesy
see
state.
it, I'll go out there and make 2-3 grand and come back, but like it's just not.
Yeah.
And now I've got my family back here, and I want to be back there, but like family's not ready to
I-
go there.
So I would say
that's-
you
that's like,
you
like,
should.
between a rock and a hard.
I would
place.
say you should position yourself as luxury because personally,
It is.
I would hire you if I had the resources because I'm struggling going to the gym even though I'm active.
Yeah.
I want to live more, but I feel like I struggle. But everything that I do consistently is like a class.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm missing with lifting. It's not a class, so I tend to not go.
Yeah.
But all my boxing, all my yoga, all those other things are classes that I feel like I have to show up for. So I feel like you do have a niche that could be.
I guess what's cool about this system is like I don't need to see you like a physical therapist like 2 times a week for 6 weeks. I need to see you 1 time, maybe 2 or 3, and your body will show me exactly what it's doing to like how. So the mind will create this story, but then the body will tell me exactly what's actually going on and where that energy is stuck. And when I start to hold on that area, and I find it by using muscle testing. So muscle testing, if you're not connected with a certain part of your body, I can see that right away. And your mind is gonna create some story of like why it's not connected to that. And once you literally sit with that and let your mind run its story, and then you see it and you watch it happen in real time, and you start to be like, oh shit, like that's why, boom, something clicks for people all the time. And then I swear, like, people have told me like I bought my first house because I was like holding back on this fear, and then all of a sudden like 3 weeks after we worked together, like I bought my first house. Like I can't take credit for that, and I don't have any data to show that. However, people's lives freaking change externally when they change their internal world.
So I got a question, how often are you telling this on the internet?
So my third goal is to create a YouTube channel and
Okay.
share videos for the community addressing the lessons that I've learned throughout my last 10 years in healthcare, ideally talking over treatments that I have had with people and why I did what I did.
Yeah.
And then covering all of them.
So I was gonna say, what you're describing from what you
Truly,
initially
I changed
started.
people's lives.
Well, so
And
what
what
you,
sucks is I feel like I'm so
It's
unrecognized
intangible, though.
for it,
It's
and it's just
intangible.
like something that I know,
Yeah.
but I don't have physical evidence of.
Right.
but,
It's intangible.
but from what you share with us, like I put you in an entirely different category, so that's why I said you need to be explaining this.
Yeah.
Because when, the way you
Let me
said
get this clip.
yeah, no, it's just like the way you said it,
Seriously,
I
I've
put,
never actually said it like that.
cause I just put it, I put you in weightlifting, cause you said that's what you would.
Well, you said
You know-
personal training, that's why.
Yeah.
Powerlifting would
Yeah.
be really cool. I would
Yeah.
actually be really into powerlifting, but I've never even dove into that
Or
realm.
like
I'm sure-
understanding why you like working out, but understanding why they're doing it. Like it's
And you
not
need to
just-
charge a lot.
It's not just to lose
So,
weight.
I
or
used to charge 300 out in
You should
LA
charge
for
way
a
more. You
session,
should
and
charge
then
way
now I
more.
charge $150 an hour because I just like I don't know. I lost confidence in myself. even
You
though
need
I
to
know
charge
it's
way
there.
more than, and especially here. You
So
should charge even more in LA and
Oh, yeah, for sure.
1/3 of that here. Like you could probably charge someone in LA
And I think
500 an
that's what's
hour.
holding me back is like if I made that jump and just sat in the discomfort of knowing I'm at, kind of like your example with the guy for 1,500 versus $5,000.
Yeah.
It's that. It's like I need to make this big jump, but
By the way, next time we're here, remind me, cause I told him, that he has to send me the proof of the signed contract.
Him?
No,
Or who?
Paul, the designer.
Oh.
So he has to show me the signed contract, for next week, for next month, I'm gonna show you guys. it.
So are you active here?
Hell yeah.
Are you active here?
I have a spot. So my parents live.
Uh-oh.
Nope, nope.
No.
Is
Yeah,
it yes
yeah,
or no? Is it yes or no?
I
Are
have
you
a
active
spot
here?
down in Roscoe, but only one day a week. So Roscoe is an hour and a half from here. It's where my parents live, and
Okay.
it's on Mondays. I have a massage table there. I also have a massage table that I can like go to people's homes and stuff,
So
which is more boutique luxury, I guess.
Yes, it is.
I would like to have lunch with you, just,
I would love
and
that.
then pitch me like you were gonna sell me.
Yeah.
Because if you sit, it sounds to me
Thank
like,
you.
it sounds to me like if
I
you
just
sit.
can't sell myself yet.
Well, that's what I want
You
you to
haven't
sell me
been in
because.
sales then, motherfucker.
And honestly, it's gonna be.
Everybody
I'm
should
gonna
be
tell
in
you right now, it's gonna
sales.
be
Get
harder for me
rejected a
for you to
lot.
sell me because
That's
I work
great.
out every day.
It's
and
fucking
for you to
empowering.
change something that I'm already
That's
doing.
so great.
I want to hear that.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm telling you that is because if you would, it sounds to me like if you come to brunch, one of our brunches on Sunday, you would
Wow, I
have a lot
never
of clients.
fucking got invited to this shit.
You would have a lot of clients. All my, the people that we have brunch with on Sundays are just heavy
Yeah.
hitters. So
I love
I
that.
think that's your clientele.
Thank you.
But
Thanks,
but you
boss.
have to start. You have to start.
That's why I'm
first
coming
and
here.
go.
Yeah.
So,
Here.
Yeah.
Better fucking take that in
Fire.
It's happening.
How many of those do we actually have? Like 4, 8?
No,
No.
we have more, but I forgot about
Oh.
Yep, and I gave you one. You
I
took
have
yours.
one. I have one. But
And then third goal, of course,
Say it.
I would like
Say
to
it.
buy my first home.
Oh, you
Yeah,
took it.
okay.
I would really love to get into a home that my family can.
do you mean a
enjoy.
home or
Just
do you
that,
mean?
Now do you live here?
Like, so in Waukesha, currently separated, been a rough few years.
Okay.
So just working on getting stability and definitely financial and just my whole career kind of falling apart has literally just destroyed.
I think.
Can I
Solid
share?
foundation,
Can I share what
so-
you did
COVID
share with
probably
me?
helped.
Because Nathan,
Sure.
he's credit stacking,
I have been stacking credit over the last year.
and he has.
I have like 10
I won't
credit
take the
cards.
number, but you have near 6 figures.
I have 98 grand. of
And
credit.
he's struggling with taking the next step to use that to get the property and do all the other stuff. So I think him meeting with you will get him the confidence.
There's a big snowball behind me that I'm just like,
All of them.
not yet, not yet.
And
And
honestly
it's just, it's,
That's why you came to this meeting. Now you can talk to Tomas. And then after you talk to him, we can get you your property and get your business rolling. All right, last one, Nathan.
I'm gonna need some advice from you on the whole 100,000 to 800,000 kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like that, I feel like.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. My first
The day
goal,
after I was jumping out of bed here, 20,000.
I'm trying to remember. It's also social media. I started back in December, and I'm just doing like Facebook, Instagram. I'm not doing Twitter and stuff yet. I'm just
No, no.
taking baby steps. So that's my first goal, is trying to just solidify my brand, so that, you know, when people look me up, I'm there and I have some presence. The second goal is 5 co-hosts, which I signed one last week.
New co-host or?
New co-hosts,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
so new co-hosts for
So
this
4
year.
now.
So 4 now.
Okay.
So I signed one
Nice.
last week. I might have one with Seth's friend.
Nice. Like
And-
locally here or?
No, this one's gonna be more up north.
Oh.
I think I'm just gonna be helping him out just because that's kind of what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
just helping out as a friend, and then maybe with Tomas's client, we'll see where that goes. So that might be 3. So, you know, I just
This is from the previous meeting or what are you saying?
yeah. So Tomas sent me a property,
Nice.
and I did some property analysis on that.
Cool.
And they didn't understand it, so I had to go and explain it.
But that's value.
Right. So,
That's,
I mean, I'm
that's
improving-
probably why you're where you're at, because you went the extra mile, right?
Yeah, and this is all
Obviously,
free property analysis.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't expect anything in return. It's just, you know,
But it's
they-
free, but it's marketing.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm marketing myself.
Yeah,
I put my label in
100%.
this, all that.
And
stuff.
it's value, right? Cause you got the feedback.
Right.
I think that's more valuable than sometimes getting paid.
So
Yeah.
from your you're like, I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna have to change some things up so that an average person looking at this is like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
yeah, right. More.
I have to go back to the drawing board. And, okay,
approachable.
I gotta change a few things. So that's 2. 3, I would say I'd like to help 4 people get into credit stacking. So I might
explain what it is and why, I guess.
yeah, credit stacking is basically, so you can open up a brand new LLC and you can get funding for it. And this is how I started my business. So I started credit stacking. I got about $130,000 in credit cards, which is spread out between 5 credit cards and 4 banks.
How lendable were you when you were inquiring at that initially?
Yeah, was it because of your W-2 that you were able to request that much credit?
Not necessarily.
How was your credit score though, and income?
So income doesn't really matter too much because you're
Based on
doing
the
it.
assets?
You're basing it off of your LLC and what your potential earnings could be. And my credit score at that time when I started doing it was 800.
Yeah, nice.
So
Would they not have entertained this at
I mean, they would have, but
600
it's,
something?
no,
670?
definitely not. You have to be at least 700.
750 probably?
You have to be at least 700, and that's like bare minimum.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Who's
then-
over 750? I don't know.
I just
I
dropped.
think
so,
I'm like 730.
Yeah,
Who-
so
Okay, who's over 7?
Well, I'm at 7.
So that's like a.
So you need to be calling Nathan, cause that's your down payment.
No,
That's-
I'm waiting for like 720. I'm waiting.
Why?
I know, see?
So I can get more cash.
Nope, see?
No,
You're,
no,
you're being greedy.
So
You can always ask for a credit.
well, no. So I went through
But I'm gonna pay my credit card off
Right.
more, so then so then I can get more. Like it's gonna go up.
Have you ever
faster.
done credit
It's gonna
stacking?
go up fast.
Might not
Have you ever
matter.
done credit stacking?
No, but I.
Okay,
So-
so that's
so-
just like me telling someone about surgery,
You're
right?
just assuming you're gonna know because of
No,
this.
I know. I want to get an Amex for my business.
Yeah, but like what we're saying is, you're saying, I wanna do this where you can get 100,000 right now and get your deal, and you're saying, no, I wanna wait so you can get 150. The opportunity cost from that
Yes.
50,000 is not worth it, because you could get so much done with that 100,000 between the 6 months of you waiting.
Yeah.
Cause now you could be in a fix and flip and out of it, and have your money back by the time you're trying to wait to get that extra 50.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to bombard, but I'm just saying that that's what finance is,
there's
that
ways
opportunity.
around it. So I went with the company, and they also have a credit repair portion of it. So a lot of it is to do with credit repair, where they can remove inquiries for you that you had when you're like applying for credit cards.
How long does that take? month?
like a month,
Yeah.
give or take, depending on what it is, and they do it all at once. So,
That
when
was
I,
a 30 points or what, I mean.
yeah, I mean, it could be a lot, I mean,
obviously,
it depends
yeah,
what you
like,
have.
yeah, yeah.
So, right around when I started, I was at about 720. I did the inquiry stuff, I jumped up to like 760, and then I paid off a bunch of my credits.
750 is a threshold too, by the way, a lot of times, and 780.
Yeah.
So, just
So,
for like price
Right,
breaks.
and then I paid off the rest of my card, and then I asked them to update my stuff, and then I jumped up to 800. And as soon as I jumped up to 800, I started applying for everything. And then once you have all once you have all the applications, you get approved. So the major banks that I went with is gonna be Chase. Chase is gonna be the big hitter.
Yeah.
They're the ones that approve $50,000 or 50,000 credit card limits.
They're like the best
They're-
credit.
they're like the
people,
biggest
yeah,
Next would be like maybe US Bank.
Yeah.
And then Amex and,
You can get
Wells Fargo.
Amex business cards pretty easily, I'll say. Like,
Right,
that's
yeah.
a good intro business
I don't know what
card,
you think about Capital One, but I actually have my biggest credit card is with Capital One. It's a $30,000 limit, and
That's
all
what I
the rest
got
of
too.
mine are like 15, 10, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so my biggest two is, Chase and US Bank. So Chase I have one which is the 50K, and then US Bank I have two cards with them. I have a 38 and a 10.
And these are business cards.
These are
Did
business
your
cards.
credit go up because you improved it, or did it go up because you had less credit utilization though?
I mean, you probably got hit for the initial
Right.
opening up multiple lines of credit.
But as a part of the credit repair, you can remove those inquiries because they're not your personal, and those are business, so it doesn't, so you drop back down.
I'd love to talk
and then,
more with
and
you
then
about
you
this.
remove it, and then you're back up to 800 again, so it's like a little hack.
So
that-
you got 2 of 4 of the people you need of your
Right,
goal
so-
right
You
here.
can definitely help me out on this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went with them, they can probably explain it better, but this is just high level stuff that
Yeah.
I understood when I was going through the whole process myself. And then they hold your hand through it as well. So
Okay,
that's,
so here's a question. How do you determine that whichever company you picked or whatever is actually reputable and trustworthy with your info, credit, money, this and that? Like, they all seem, legitimate up to a point, but it's like, wait, like, I gotta just like, I don't know.
I wouldn't
know
even
from
go with
Adam,
a different one. I
like-
would just go with the one that he went with.
Well, now,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah,
Now,
so we don't
yeah.
need to do any of that
No,
anymore.
great, but before that, how did you determine
did the hard
that,
work.
is what I'm saying.
Well,
'Cause that's why I balked.
actually,
I
I-
balked on this when I was looking at that, whatever, 5-6
yeah,
years ago.
actually, my friend, which she went through the same thing, and then because she was,
Word of
she
mouth.
gone through it, word of mouth.
Word
So I'm
of
like,
mouth.
okay, I'll go
It's
with you.
always the
Gotcha.
best.
It's always, and,
no, like legitimate.
And
and
that's how
the
all
best
this
thing
is.
is that,
Yep.
the best thing is that, they charge you $500 up front
Yeah.
just to get you started, and then all of them charge 10%, but they don't do it until you get your money.
That's how it worked with when I first started credit
Right.
stacking. This
Yeah.
company was like,
It-
yeah,
it's
we'll
always
shoot
that.
$40,000 if you pay us 10% of it or whatever.
Right, but you don't pay until you
Right,
get it.
right.
And that's how they all work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Which I guess they're kind of like in a gray area because the credit card companies aren't totally about that from what they told me, at least on the personal side of things. I don't know how it is with business,
Yeah,
but
business is totally different. Oh, I don't know, I wouldn't say too different. Pretty similar.
so
Banks
they,
are a little
they
lax when it
coached
comes to
me-
business.
They coached me on how to like talk to these credit card companies when
Yes.
they called me.
Yeah.
And like, here's what you're gonna say, here's what you're not gonna say.
Yeah, so, so I'm specifically doing this for real estate, but they're like, don't say you're in real estate, say you're a consultant. So cause it's more lendable, cause real estate is, I guess not lendworthy.
So that was
In their
your
eyes.
business, your LLC is consulting, and that's how you could project.
Yeah, you have to create the LLC correctly, otherwise it's not gonna work.
Right.
But even if you have an existing LLC and you don't create it right, you can create a brand new LLC and you can still do that.
Cool.
And then
They'll
if,
just tell you how to do all of it.
they'll tell you how to do
basically,
all
what
of
I
it.
remember, yeah. They're
Right.
just like, you do this,
You just
this, and
gotta make
that,
the
we'll
call.
give you
And-
40K from this company, 80K from this company, 100K
It's
from
crazy
this
because
company.
you can go to all the big ones and do just Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and then.
I might not
if
have to
you-
work for the man.
And then if you mess up, or if you need more money, but you can't do it because you maxed all your cards, you can go to a different state, but you
Yeah,
all,
right,
you do
like
all
redo it.
smaller, like credit unions and stuff. So, they have their ways. There's ways around.
Yeah. Well, you started that with 4 kids, right, or 3 kids? 4 kids? 3 kids? How many kids
I
you got?
started with 3, now I'm at 4.
So, yeah, you like pursued that with, you know, not all the opportunity in the world, like, you know, you were in the trenches already that way, the family, and you're carving it out.
Yeah.
So it's still doable,
Very doable.
very doable, I love it.
Alright, before we go, I got one thing I wanna share with everyone. I'm trying to create a calculator that actually allows you guys to kind of have conversations, and it deals with everything that we're doing with Aspire. So I gotta add some other things in there, but if you just kind of go through it, so Zoe, this should help you get more analyzing deals done. So if you click on one of them, they all do the same thing. It's just gonna basically be like, it's gonna be like, bring me a deal and I'll issue. So it's gonna go through it and it's gonna ask you, are you beginner? Are you active? Are you a capital partner? So, right? So we actually built this off our acronym. So again, AI. Seriously, dude, like for real, I literally said we're Aspire. It literally took our acronym and created. So A is for address and asset. S is for seller situation. P is for like the property. I'm gonna go through it. So here's the address. So I already kind of got one. It's actually a listing that we have. This is Anna's. So I'm gonna just run Anna's right quick. So I got the address in there. So I kind of created where, so it's a point system. So again, because we are wanting people to do work and we're just not, because we got different levels, right? Because we start off as a lion, you go to a bull, you go to a dragon, and the ultimate thing you want to be is a phoenix. The less information you put in there is going to give you less points, because it's basically going to say you're making AI do all the work, you're not doing it, so we're not going to give you credit, even though it might be a great deal. So even though it's a great deal, but if you didn't put all the rents in there, if you made the AI do all that for you, it's going to score it less, because it's basically going to say you didn't confirm this information. I'm picking this up for you. So
It's the human element.
Yep.
Well,
So
I like that because you're actually going more towards my point right
Yep.
there of like, don't become dependent on AI.
Yes.
That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yep.
Don't become dependent because you'll lose your own personal skill set.
Yep.
It doesn't substitute comprehension.
Yeah,
Right.
because we still want you to learn, right? So
Right.
like our whole point thing is you can go through all the education and you be like, well, I should be a dragon because I went through it. It's like, but you haven't did a deal.
Yeah.
So you're not a dragon. You're still a lion cub, even though you might have this education.
Yeah.
So I put it in there. It's supposed to pull the stuff out. So Anna, is this a 3-bedroom?
No,
No?
the 5-1.
Okay, it's a 5-1. So that's some of the questions that it's gonna ask, right? So now it's gonna go through it. It's gonna ask, is this a single family versus a duplex versus anything else? So it's gonna ask you certain things. So I'm gonna go here and say, let me pull up the MLS. So it's a 5-bedroom, 1 bath. So I'm gonna actually tell it, single family. It is a single family. Oops. 5-bedroom, 1 bath.
Man, that's quite the setup.
So now they're gonna acknowledge that.
It's a lot of bathroom usage.
That's our old place, Eric.
So,
College.
Oh yeah, it was, dude.
Delafield.
so
100 people, 1 bathroom.
It was like that 70s show. It was amazing.
technically it's asking you to give you all this other stuff. I don't have that, so it's gonna kind of leave it unknown, but it's gonna keep moving you through. So S is for seller situation. So is it owner occupied? Is it a landlord? Is it an estate? Is it bank? Motivational level, timeline, any unknown. So I'm gonna say seller situation is unknown. Again, it's gonna score me less because I didn't give it the information it needs to know. So, but it's gonna take what I get and just create itself. So then now it's gonna say purchase price. So I'm gonna tell it the purchase price they're asking is $215. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna do 215,000 FHA. Rest is unknown. Again, the whole point of this is it should be having a conversation with you, but it also should be giving you information to help you become a better investor, right? It should be giving you knowledge, it should be telling you, so right now it's saying council interpretation, FHA's financing raises condition standards and limits distressed price tolerance. With unknown seller motivation, the ask price must be treated as non-negotiable retail, not an investor protected basis, right? If you just would have put that in deal check is not gonna give you this information, right? It's not gonna give you this feedback. So that was the whole point of this, is that it should be kind of coaching you through this. So the next is improvements. I'm gonna say, medium rehab, 50,000. Rest, unknown for the rest of the information. Again, if you don't have this information, you should still be able to analyze it, right? Because it's still gonna pull information for you. It still will pull data for like local rents and all that stuff. So next thing is gonna be revenue, right? So now it took what we gave it and then immediately came up with an ARV based on the information that it's at. So it says low is 245, base is 255, high is 265, not relied upon. So it's, cause I talked to the fellas, we wanted to make sure we put things in there that protect us from this as a calculator, that no one is just depending on this stuff, right? So it's gonna put little things in there that says, hey, because you didn't give me really true information, you can't rely everything on this, right? But we're just gonna have some assumptions so that you can keep moving forward. So the revenue test is stress test only. Estimated market rate for a 5-bedroom south side is 1,900 to 2,100. Council is using 1,900. So it's telling you what basis, but it's always gonna be more conservative. And then it always asks E is exit strategy. So again.
So, real quick, does it show you, or does it pull in any data of like how many 5 bedrooms it's considering?
I have to
in that
ask it.
data set, you know?
I have to ask it. So I can say.
Is that based off
pull-
3, or based off 20, or based off none, or, you know?
Probably like 3,
Yeah, exactly, like, that's a weird comp, so probably not many.
not many.
So they're 4, 5, and how close are they, I can't really all see them, but, you know, if we dig into them, we don't really.
It's everything in the zip code.
4 to 6 bed, 1.5 to 2.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah, but this is more south.
It's in near south side. It's taking everything that's in the zip code. So pretty much with everything that was in the zip code is taking
That
that.
was close.
Zip code, median sold
But I
price,
mean,
nearby.
like that specific example, like you can infer some, but not all of the stuff, basically, like we don't have a huge data set to operate off, maybe like this is factual, like we can do this for sure, like.
Anything that's on the internet is
Yeah,
full of it.
obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
but.
So
but
it's
I'm just
like,
saying
so
your
for
data
example,
set is a few versus 20, like
So-
that's not powerful
so it's-
as much.
so this one is pulling from Realtor.
Yeah.
This one is pulling from Zillow. This one is pulling from Redfin. So it is pulling from different things. Again, this is the internet, right? And it's AI. It's never gonna be perfect, but I try to iterate it with
The
enough
tool is
information.
great, the tool is just doing what it can do, I think
Yep.
that's great. I'm just wondering where the data sets are being pulled from, like, how trustworthy, I guess,
So-
that actually is.
So this one is telling you Redfin, so I can click on it and it's
Yeah.
telling me that it's
And
pulling
then,
different
but I
out.
mean, like, even that, like, is that 3 months ago? Is that a week ago? Is that like how?
It said recently sold homes in 513, so I guess I can click
I
on
hate
it.
to split like
Nope,
what is
it's-
recently, you know, like I don't know, like that's what
Last
it's just like
sold-
I don't know what it's actually giving me unless I dig into each thing.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Well,
Yeah,
So like that's
but it's
what
like, what is this actually replacing then? I could just do this.
'Cause it's
And
giving you,
yes,
like-
I get 100%, I'm not.
like I wouldn't have known
but,
20,
like,
12, 50,
if I have to
53
go
South 30.
backfill the research,
Humans.
like what is it actually really get?
Well,
We don't
no,
misleading the
because if you
Yeah.
would have gave this information up front, it would just it would have took it all. But because I didn't give it, it's producing it for me. So now you can say, hey, I don't know about this. Let me check this one. Well, I can click on the Redfin, and the Redfin will take me to right to this, and now I can look at it. And it's sold December 22nd, 2025. So that's recent.
Like you should do that, but I'm saying like if people get a report, like are they gonna go and corroborate every aspect of that? And that's what's like.
Well,
am
that's
I
what we're
gonna
telling you. Well, that's what we're saying. Like because this is gonna grade you on how much information you gave it. Because you didn't give this information, now it's pulling it itself. And so now now if you wanna say, hey, this information you gave me, I don't trust it. Well, now you go check it, but now you're like, well, where should I check this? I don't have access to this. Well, now you just click on this Redfin thing right here, and it takes you right to it, and it says it was sold December 22nd, 2025. Yep.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna go back and say, exit strategy,
2 years, 3 years.
pick the best one. No, I'm just gonna say exit strategy.
I was
pick
gonna
the
see
best
what
one.
it came up with. I have no idea.
I just said exit strategy, you pick the best one based off the information I gave you. So the best strategy is saying
5 of them,
is ranking 1 to 5.
No, I know, but that's crazy. They came up with 5 strategies. That's
So all rental-based strategies fail minimum performance threshold. Buy and hold, BRRRR, both fail DSR. They were less than 1.0 under conservative rents. 5-bedroom, 1-bath configuration introduces tenant durability and liquidity risk. Wholesaling and creative exits are structurally disallowed. Wholesaling fails in buyer margin guardrails. Creative financing is unjustified with the unknown seller situation. So it's basically saying this could be a seller finance situation if you give me more information.
Yeah.
Third, flip is the only exit with theoretical path to profit if and only if basis is reset. So that means the value is realized immediately, risk duration is shorter, capital exposure is time limited. So it's kind of breaking down from that standpoint. So then selection of flip does not imply approval, it's simply the highest ranking exit among non-viable options. So it's all the 5 right here. So flip is the best of weak set. So it's basically saying this, at the price that is at, everything you need to do, like, this is the only thing that it seems viable, but then you need to change something.
I wonder why it's not put in self-finance.
Because I told it was
okay.
seller, cause S is seller situation, and I said it's unknown. So now it can't base it off of it.
Can't do that.
So now what I'm gonna ask is, give me the best seller financing situation. Oops, sorry. To make the deal work. Deep discount seller carry with principal forbearance. So the purchase price has to be less than 190,000. The down payment should be around 10. Seller note is 180. Interest rate has to be between 0 and 2%.
Yeah.
That makes a monthly payment of 600. Payment structures, interest only or deferred. The loan is 5 to 7 years. Non-payment, non-prepayment. Seller is first lien, rehab funding, buyer capital, or private funds. Why is this the only viable creative path? And it didn't explain it. So this is the other cool thing that I can say it can do is, and you can actually tell it, so I'm gonna tell it. Take the seller financing situation and create a email that I can send to the listing agent to present the possible offer that I can give to them using seller financing.
You clicked the wrong button. Oh,
It was I was speaking to it.
I know. I thought you pressed the X.
Hello agent, I'm reviewing 1253 South and wanted to present a structure offer that may be helpful and the seller is open to flexibility. Given the property size and configuration, I'm unable to proceed with a conventional FHA purchase at their current price. However, I can move forward with a seller financing structure that provides the seller steady income and a clean closing and a fine exit. Then it breaks it down. Hands down guys, I've put more of these proposal offers out this year than I did all of last year in this first month, just because of this. And I probably put 20 out and I had 2 people respond. I had 4 people respond, 3 basically say they already have someone else, but someone just finally came back. They initially told me no, but they haven't been getting anything, so they finally came back and said, how soon can we close if we take option 1? That would have never happened, guys, because I wasn't doing this. Like, I was running numbers, and some things looked like a deal. I did deal check. I'd be like, oh, that looks like a cool deal, and I just moved on to the next one and analyzed deals. This has been the first time where I've actually analyzed a deal and put it in front of someone to see what they might say. And because of that, I actually have an opportunity now to figure it out.
Looks like you got confirmation, keep doing that.
Yep. Yep. So this is again like this tool, and I love all your questions, right? Because that's what we need to make this better. But I wanted to give someone something. For example, this is for Eric, right? He's struggling with how he can have a conversation with this to make him feel more confident, and then he doesn't have to think about the email. He can just put it in here and say, hey, give me something that I can send to someone to try to move this forward. Because that's the problem, guys.
Or you, I don't know, it's like, if you don't know shit, like, get it to a point of refinement, send it to me or somebody you trust, I guess, and then send it out. But like, you're at least that much closer, yeah.
So, in Zoe case, you want to do 5. You literally can put in the address and say unknown, 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 and it will give you an output. And then you did analyze it. Right? You did analyze it because it's going to give you the local rents, it's going to give you the comps, it's going to give you all these things so that you actually analyze the deal even though you didn't put all that information in there. You'll see what the information that they put in there, so now you know what you should do on the next one so that you can start putting more information. So this is supposed to be teaching you as you go.
So
right?
how do we access this?
I gotta give you the link. I didn't want to release it
Yeah.
until I had a conversation with guys. I do have some videos on YouTube. I did a good deal and a bad deal. So I actually walked through what a bad deal would look like, and I actually walked through what a good deal would look like. But I wanted to present it
To
before
him?
I shared.
Or is it to everybody?
No, I actually asked AI, give me how this would be a bad deal, and then give me something out how it would be a good deal. And I actually walked through all the steps to show you. So I'm gonna give access to everyone. I'm gonna put it in Facebook because we're going away from the WhatsApp after today.
It's gone.
It's gone, right? So I'm gonna put all this stuff, but I wanted to introduce it. So I'm glad you guys allowed me to do this. I know we're 45 minutes over, but I wanted to share with you guys because again, this is how we want to be different than the other groups, right? I don't think the other groups are offering tools like this. So we wanted to offer something that is educational as you learn, but then you can actually put it to use in real life.
It's not for sure, but like, I guess I'd say most of the other groups are kind of like, you know, boomers and stuff who are running them. Great, they do a lot of great stuff, don't get me wrong.
They got money.
I don't know, just like.
They don't know AI.
I mean, to some extent, it's gonna be like just the newer age offerings. Like,
Well, cheesy investors, aren't they kind of younger?
he's young, but I'm just saying, like, broadly speaking, like, I mean, Anthony and Teresa, they're great, you know, they're hard money lenders, but like Rebecca and Nick Knox, they're, you know, probably similar age, 40s, whatever.
I'm 40.
But like,
Fucker.
yeah.
I would've never been.
I'm just
I
saying-
shave.
I'm just
Black don't
saying-
crack if you don't do crack, baby.
I'm just saying, like, you got 10 years difference.
No,
You're just looking at different stuff. I don't know, like, and again, I've been trying to find it. I guess that's why I made it. No other group does anything similar to anything like this. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'd be happy to be proven wrong. So.
And I want you to prove me wrong, so I'm gonna release this to all you guys. I want you to use it. Again, it's a tool and it's supposed to be used as a funnel, right? This should just help you move things forward because it also, you should tell it in the email, hey, I haven't seen this property, so make sure you put it in there that we still need to inspect it and everything else, and the email will update it from that standpoint, right? And I might need to just put that in there if you know, just naturally. But again, I want you guys to use it. Give me feedback. You can't hurt my feelings, right? Because this is iterations, it's gonna get better. Obviously, it's gonna be something that I wanna give to everyone, but eventually it's gonna be just for the people that's in school, because if you're paying for it, this is the thing that makes it us different. But I do wanna put it out there just for Facebook so that we can get people to destroy it, right? So I can learn a little bit better. And then we're gonna eventually put it into the ChatGPT store. So that's my goal. Hopefully I can do that probably. I'm shooting for a year, but I hope to do it in the next 6 months. Just cause I think we have something, like I said, the acronym, it literally goes over that. And I would have never thought of it, guys. Seriously. AI. Eric, AI did it. No.
It has a place.
It has a place. But no, it was for real. Like I literally was like, hey, how can we use Aspire as a way to frame how someone can analyze a deal? And literally was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, yeah, we can use A's for
Your
this. And I
problem
was
was
like,
you just didn't gather enough of us and have enough drinks.
Oh,
That's your
yeah.
real problem.
Aspire. Like,
We now have an ongoing joke. It's the AI versus human battle. Yeah, it's
But
good.
no, we're like, but no, this again, guys. Thank you for showing up for the first one. We're gonna be doing this
We're
every
charging
month
next month for fucking sure. Well,
for
yeah.
the ones we do, right? I mean,
Well,
we're
if
still
you're
there.
new, great. If you bring a new friend, it's free for both of you. Other than that, it'll be $29. So
We gotta get, cause we gotta pay for this, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
the
This
space mostly, honestly, like literally, Angel.
Angel, like he's hoping like more businesses getting produced from this. That's what I'm hoping. So like,
This is not free. I mean, to be here, it's pretty sweet. Like
Yeah.
I'm benefiting from.
I mean,
this,
I've
so.
been to a lot of these, and I personally feel like this was the most productive one. So there's
hopefully.
something different about the energy of it all. So
I
Keep it
think
going.
because we named it,
Keep it
right? Because
going.
before we didn't really have a name for it. We are.
I mean, you just created a freaking algorithm or whatever. So
Hey, don't give them credit, remember, AI.
Do not give me credit at all.
I wanna give you a
I
little bit.
literally, yeah,
Yeah, creating value for sure.
I said I wanted to create a calculator, and then I was like, I wanted to incorporate Aspire, and then I was like, I want you to take the levels that we put in there. So it basically just started off of that, and then I kind of shared some other like calculator stuff that what we want to accomplish, and I was like, I kind of wanted to be a tool, but something that I can use in real life. So I just been talking with it, man. Like I literally, this has been kind of my.
How is everybody
Third,
getting
that's
updates to show up here?
Hmm?
How did you all get updates to show up
I
here?
think I saw an email
I got an
about it.
Okay.
And also both of you called me
like 10?
today.
10?
I got one email
felt
and
very
then someone
called
was
to be
like,
here
I
today.
don't need all these
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
invites or something.
Okay, so you
Okay, so that was the
And
email
I
of.
think I accidentally responded to it, but I didn't say
You did.
anything.
I
No.
don't see nothing.
Oh.
So some people was complaining that was because we
Are
were
they
resetting.
here? Do we
No.
give an F?
No.
I don't think they're.
Yeah, you.
They're
you did.
they never have been. They never apparently.
So why don't they just like
Exactly.
record it or just
Great
like
question.
Yep,
delete
he
it?
could have just
Or-
shut the fuck up and then say that. Because the person that was talking, and I hope he gets this video eventually, because he has never been to any of our shit.
Exactly, yeah.
So for him, he could have just been quiet and say, like,
Sorry, I
just
was
decline.
slacking.
That's all he had to do was decline, and he wouldn't have got anything else.
Could also
Like we're
just,
sending all these so you show up because you haven't.
Yeah, we were sending. We were just trying to send out all the calendar invites so that everyone would
Sometimes
know.
you gotta fire people.
Yes.
These
Sometimes
people,
you do.
no, they ain't getting fired. They're just parting ways. They ain't giving us $1. They ain't contributed their value or time.
They're like that friend that always wants to get invited but never comes.
Yeah.
Hey, why didn't you invite me? You never come.
Yeah, and then he kept hitting reply all, and it's like, how good at your job
Boy,
if you
you
keep
tried
hitting
more.
reply all
Yeah.
when you know there's 30 other people on there? Like, how detail oriented are you?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I look. Like now,
I know that guy, Ron Grimley. I met him. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I
I
deleted
I don't
multiple emails.
yeah, I question his business now just for the simple fact that he kept hitting reply all and said, I got 20 of these. Yeah, motherfucker, because you keep hitting reply all. You're gonna get more of these. So, and we were just trying to create it. So we do apologize for that. Yeah, but my thing is that the
Who gives
people
a
who
shit?
actually show up
Yeah.
didn't even say anything.
Right, exactly.
They just
Who gives
par
a
for the
shit?
course. So
This is all the iterations. It doesn't fucking matter. Those people don't matter. Their noise doesn't matter. They're not contributing $1 or value. So get out, I guess, honestly, like, cause that's a low value participant.
They
Not
were
even
bringing
participant.
people's awareness to the group.
We want
by
people who
complaining.
actually participate. That's
no,
the
more
whole
people
thing.
was like, yeah, take me off too, because
That's fine, they're slack.
And I was
There
like,
you go,
good.
then you know which ones.
Yeah, and I was like, y'all
are-
wasn't showing up anyway. You didn't have to say anything. Just
Well,
hit
like,
decline.
for instance, you know, like, Paloma Construction,
Yeah.
I inquired of them personally multiple times, they did not get back to me at
Oh,
all.
no.
It was
Yeah.
bad.
Alright, guys.
All right.
I hate to say it,
No, and that was when I brought to the room.
but I was like, I have rehabs, like, I'm happy to do this, like, turnover units, like, if you
No,
guys.
and they just charge so much.
Well, he just didn't give me the time of day. It's like, you guys are telling me you're serious, but I keep reaching out after the third time I'm done. Like, clearly you guys are doing